Hello, beautiful people. Good evening. You're welcome to the show. We welcome you. We salute you. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's the day that the Lord has made, and we'll rejoice and be glad in it. I appreciate you all for stopping by tonight. Thank you for your support on this platform. Thank you for the mighty things that God is using you and I to do. And I pray that we'll not do in vain in Jesus' name. Everyone in my comment section, I see you. I celebrate you. I appreciate you. And I'm so glad that you can make it tonight. As usual, do not forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and put your notification bell. That tiny bell there is a notification. It gives you notification whenever we are doing a live stream. And please subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. A lot of people are watching without subscribing. And I don't know. That's not very good, please. If you really love me, you want to help this work, you want to contribute, you can give me the gift of your subscription. It's free of charge, please. YouTube does not charge for subscription. Just click on and once you have a Gmail account, you can subscribe and you will be good. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you and I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. So I got my sister here in the house today. Her name is Grace, and she has come to talk to us. And let's just do a little bit of housekeeping before we start. Please be respectful. As always, thank you everyone for making this a safe place, a safe channel for people to come and express their truth. It's not about blaming anybody or shaming anybody. This is coming from a place of life, lived experience. This is her life. So please, I implore you to please respect her. You know, be kind, put on your heart of compassion and understanding. And if you are watching this video later, please do the same thing. Remember, it can be anybody. So let's take the lessons from tonight's show and please do not shame or try to judge. Okay? We are just going to learn from her experience. Okay? Chelsea, you're calling me Mommy Gio. If I catch you. Oh, you're seeing my Mommy Gio cap. It's not smart, you know. Mommy Gio. I don't get another name again. Thank you so much, everyone. So help me to welcome our sister, Grace. Hello, Grace.
Hello.
Can you speak a little bit louder? They can't see you, but we need to hear you, sis.
Okay.
How are you?
Hi, Bray. Hello, Broda family. Hi.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
shy. Don't worry. We'll be gentle. They are very kind people. They are very.
Hello.
They are very kind people. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. You went off a bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, our people here are very, 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 they are good people. They are kind people. You people should stop calling me Mommy Gio. We are here for serious business. I'm not Mommy Gio. I borrow Mommy Gio cap. Grace, okay, whenever you are ready, you have the floor. Please talk to us.
All right. Thank you, Brie. Yeah, my name is Grace. And I would want to say thank you to Bridget for hearing me out and sort of encouraging me to be able to speak on her platform, because I actually got to know her platform during the lockdown. There was a topic that just caught my eye, and I went into it, and since then I've always been watching. And I really appreciate the testimonies of the previous survivors. I don't call us victims, but anyone that can come after storms, after trials, to come and give testimony is always a survival. I see each and every one a survival. And it's really a great honor to be able to speak on this platform. And I look forward to what Obodo family would also say. And I also put out to you there what I've learned, because God turned my mess to a message. It
Amen.
turned my test to testimony.
Amen.
It turned my ashes to beauty.
Amen.
But at that time, it seemed there was no light. But as we all know, the saying, there's always a light at the end of every tunnel. So I just
Absolutely.
hope this my life lived experience will be able to touch someone, either in terms of actions the person will take, or even encourage, because in life we all need to encourage, inspire each other. No man is an island. So I just hope, I believe that nothing happens coincidentally. It's a day that the Lord has actually made. And I believe that God will take all the glory in the lives of those He wants to touch. And I appreciate Bridget again. You've really been doing. I always tell you, even though privately, that you've really been a good advocate, and you've been a voice to the voiceless, supporting people and actually being giving them that platform to be able to speak out, because that is the main thing. When you can speak your message,
Mhm.
then you've sort of won the battle.
Oh,
So,
yes.
thank you, Bridget,
You're
and I pray
welcome.
the Lord will continue to sustain you and increase
Amen.
you. And I see Obodo family, they support you. There's lots of prayers, and I know they too would also be blessed as they hear in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Um, so getting into it, my name is Grace. Um, I'm 50 years of age, Nigerian, and a Yoruba. I have two teenage daughters. Um, I met and married in Nigeria to a lovely man, born again Christian, spirit filled, very active in the church, and he also leads many groups. He was given lots of leadership roles in the church. I met him in a Pentecostal church where I was also a very active church worker. He's a British citizen, Yoruba, and we dated for 8 months. Um, as Bridget say, some people could be judgmental around this, but we all um, have our own experiences, and we all walking in um, the unique shoes that God has for us. So we were both in our 30s, and as you know, we had prayed and believed I was in love. We married both traditional and church, and the few and yes, afterwards the few 3 months together was very amazing. I had a good job. He also was working, albeit part-time. Um, he's mostly in the church. Afterwards, I sponsored him to travel back to UK as he got a job there. I was pregnant by the time he left. And if I okay, long and short of it, I joined him in 2 years as spouse visa, and I joined him along with my 1-year-old daughter. However, on reaching Obodooyinbo, which is UK here, it was a different man I met when I came. He was working part-time by choice. The job he was recruited for, which was permanent when he came here, he chose not to continue with it and said he wanted to be freelance so that he'll be able to have time for, he believes he has a calling, so he wants to be able to have time to work for God. I found that he was very set and rigid in his ways. He wanted us to pray almost every hour, read the Bible at set hours, attend all weekly services. Oops. Um, and he also told me, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, carry on. We're listening.
Okay. He also told me he has a calling, as I said. Yeah, I've repeated that. It wouldn't work full time. He also didn't want me to work, but I said no, as I have to, since we were living in a house share. And things were different. I've already been informed by my parents, my family members that are well traveled, that because I was a cosseted child back home. Not really, we never really did house share. So I've already been told about, when you come to England, the first thing it could be house share you have to get before you actually get your own place. So I shouldn't let that be a great shock to me, that there are always beginnings, which I understood because, as I said, I was in my getting to my mid 30s then. And so I said, all right. And when I came, I saw it was actually house share. And thankfully, we had good neighbors. But then my own aim was that, we wouldn't be there for long, because I was ready to work, since I could work with my spouse visa. The only thing is I have no recourse to public funds, which is you are not eligible for any benefits. Yeah. And I didn't mind that, because, as you know, most of us Nigerians, we are ready to work and make our own funds. So by 3 months of getting here, I was pregnant with my second child, only for him to leave while I was still pregnant. I believe I was 5 months old pregnant then. And the baby now is 17 years old.
You say he left. What do you mean by he left? To where?
Yes. There's been a built up regarding, as I said, my not wanting to pray at set hours, because even though it was against my getting a job, I convinced him I had to, because I'll pay towards the rent, I'll take up some more of the bills, and also to be able to cater for the children, for my daughter then. And so he agreed. But I got when you're here, there'll be some jobs you have to get before you actually get into a professional job.
Yes.
So I had to start with shift work, which was a shock to me. But then we're very resilient. But I will be on the early shift, and imagine someone coming from the tropics, and this is winter time. I have to get out around 5 a.m. because I found out that when I'm pregnant, I actually couldn't use the tube, because I throw up due to I don't know why, the movement,
The movement of the train.
the
Yeah.
the movement of the train, everything. So I no matter where I'm going, no matter how long or many buses, I make sure it's the bus I take, since I experienced that.
Okay.
So I have to get out early for a 7 a.m. shift in the morning. I have to get out around maybe 5 o'clock, or for sometimes 4:30 from where we're living.
And you were
Fortunately,
pregnant then?
I was
You were
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yes, I
Okay.
was pregnant. Unfortunately, my neighbor has twins, so she was ready to support me with looking after my baby when he goes to work, or when she was ready to take care of my baby also at that time. So so he would want to be praying 1 hour, and I have to meet up. Everything is timing over here. So I would have planned my time of waddling to the bus stop, and to get the right, I would have, checked the timing of the bus, so that I'll be able to get to work on time. No one wants to know what's happening.
Yeah.
So I tell him I can't be praying 1 hour. When I had no job, yes, I could pretend that I was actually there praying with him for an hour plus. I said I have to meet up with the boss, and he's also not ready to give me a lift to the bus stop because he was mobile then, but he would say it's too early for him.
Hold
But
on.
reason,
Hold on. Sorry, Grace. So your husband drives, because I was
yes,
waiting for you to say that. Yeah.
yes, yes, he drives.
He
Yeah,
has a car. He had access to a car.
yeah.
And you, pregnant, had to
Mm,
get the bus, and you say you couldn't use the tube because of the,
mm,
your pregnancy. And we all know how, even people that are not pregnant, I know somebody that can never ever enter the train. She has panic attacks when she's in a
mm,
she's claustrophobic, so she cannot enter a train. So he will leave you at 4:30 in the morning to go to the bus stop, to go and take a bus to go to work. He couldn't drop you because he was praying for 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes in the morning.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
And it was very rigid with this routine, like military precision,
yeah,
with this
yes, yeah,
prayer of one
yeah,
hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes every single day.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, and so that got him upset. I didn't know those were part of abuse then, that is trying to manipulate someone, control someone in different, because I know I too, when he's happy with me he would drop me, but I saw that it was its way of controlling. So he it's, I can count the on the tip of my fingers the time he dropped me at the bus stop. And but then it was all part of, later on I could see it's part of being controlled. So even my neighbor's husband had to tell him off, that, oh, because they call him, they actually sometimes they call him pastor, sometimes they call him, anyway. He told him that, oh, why are you doing this, your wife is pregnant. And um he actually challenged the guy that, maybe he's going out with me, he's having an affair with me. And that one said, how could he be having an affair with a pregnant woman, that why is he doing that? So that one really, he stopped trying to be involved in with my business then. So but the guy sometimes, because he sometimes goes early to work too, so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes he could give me a lift, or if he's not taking the car, he would wait outside and walk with me, especially during the winter times that it's very dark,
Yeah.
and it's very, very dark. So I can't count how many times I cried, even though during winter times the snow will make your face, tear ducts wet. But I was actually in tears, that, oh, is this my life? I never experienced such hardship back home, that but then here I am walking through this place, walking through the snow, and heaving and not happy. But then I get to work, and just carried on with it. So yeah, yeah. I also want to mention that he's very soft spoken and can convince anyone that he's the very sensible one, and I'm the volatile lady. I I was at work when he called me to say that, when the landlord, a young gentleman, called me to say he learned we're leaving. I said, no, we're not. The man said, but your husband said he's paid the last month and we're leaving. So so I said, well, I didn't know about that he should let me get home, because I'm actually at work. I have to be very vigilant in what I'm doing. But of course, my hormones were raging, and I was just not myself. So I was given time to go home early that day. So I went, and I called him, but he didn't pick the phone. Then when I got home, I saw that he's left the key um, by the doormat, and I called him again. Then later he picked it, and I said, "What's happening?" And he said, he's been telling me that I'm not a he said different words that I've been pretending. I wasn't the same person he married. He thought he married a born again Christian who will be submissive to her husband. That and will be willing to walk towards the will of what God shows the husband, and ready to work with the husband, and to attain whatever goals he wanted. But it seems as if I'm not ready to do that. He sees. He said lots of bad words
Was he
from
interested in going into ministry full time? Was that his plan? Did he share that with you? That he
he
wanted to start ministry, church, full
he
time?
never he didn't. But when I got here, that's when he started telling me that it's something, he has a calling. And even the church we're in, he's one of the leaders there. They see him as someone that is going into full-time ministry. I spoke to many of the pastors. Many talked to him that even when they started, they had to work. That some of them said they worked in what's the McDonald's, and
Yes.
some said they're even still working. That
Yes,
church
pastors work.
ministry, yeah,
Yeah,
that ministry over here is different to that of Nigeria.
that's
That
absolutely
so,
correct. In
yeah, that
Nigeria, you can do GO all
yeah,
day. Here, because church, the building alone is so expensive, a lot of
mm,
pastors who
yeah,
don't have like mother churches in Nigeria that they send them here, they work. Most
yeah,
pastors in this part of the world actually work.
yeah.
Okay, go
Yeah,
on.
also in Nigeria, people easily give towards anyone so they believe is a man of God. They will give them things, or But over here, you're on your own. Everyone has their bills to pay, and so they advised him. But whenever they say the right thing to him, it's either he stops going to the church, or he says it's hard, and he wouldn't talk about it again, and he will say he's praying about it. And they really can't do much about it. And I got tired of talking, because you can imagine one's dignity. I was never one that talks about myself, then telling pastor about what's happening in my life. And so it wasn't a very dignified thing. And so I just stopped talking to them. And I see that they always listen to the buck ends up with him. It's either okay, so either they say let's pray about it, don't worry, they'll put it. And I don't know, but I detest someone making you their own prayer point. You understand? They can say, oh, we'll give to the intercessors to pray about it, or maybe join this prayer group and let us pray for him. But
See,
then I tell them, I also pray, but this is actually something that needs action, but there's nothing they could, they really couldn't do anything.
so your marital issues now become everybody's prayer point that intercessors will
So
pray about, prayer
yeah,
group will pray about your
so
personal
there was
business.
so there was really no dignity about it. So even many times I wouldn't even go to that church or go to another church, when I saw that was their way of thinking.
Yeah.
And also you also feel judged, because I believe he's telling them other things. As a lady who is pregnant, when I'm talking, because of the hormones or everything, sometimes I could speak with rage when I sort of say things that he does, and I could, sort of become emotional about it. So I believe sometimes they could think that, oh, if she's shouting like this, then what could be
What's
happening.
she doing at home? If she
What
can
could be
shout like
happening
this in
at
public,
home,
at
So I
home, that
just,
means you are a terror at home.
yeah, you
Mhm.
understand. So that's why I said you could make them believe I'm the volatile person. So I just stopped. I just cut them off and stopped talking to them. Even when they call to say, how are you, sister, or something, I just say, I'm fine, thank God, and I just kept to myself. Um, so,
You said he left. That's where you
Yeah,
stopped.
yes. So he now told me when I finally got him. Yeah, so that was what he told me and said so that he doesn't believe this marriage could work, And then so he said he's that he's so I said if you when you leave, what do you want where do you want the children the daughter and I to be? He said I could always go back home, you understand?
To
So
Nigeria.
yeah, to Nigeria. So I didn't say anything. So I just left him. I just, ended the call. Um, Later on, I had, yeah, even when he left, I went to tell the pastor, they said he's not been to church. They would look out for him. So I just stopped. Anyway, I stopped asking or calling them all. Later, I heard that he moved in with another lady in the Pentecostal church.
Another church.
Yeah, that he moved in with another lady there. So, but I've lost. So then, lots of things transpired in between um, that I can't really delve into as it become 3 hours. We'll be talking. That is the verbal, emotional, the mental abuse which I experienced, such as belittling me. I'm someone. I was a banker. I was managing staff back home, but then not appreciating things I do, saying I'm not spiritual, as I said before, accused of infidelity. Um, as I said, he also threatens my my neighbor, saying that he was going to report them their illegal status if they continue to help me to take care of my daughter. That was when he left. He
Wow.
threatened them.
So
So
he
those
didn't want you to have any help at all. Your neighbors were helping you to take care of your baby for free
yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah,
can walk.
yeah. So he threatened them. And later on, I saw that he actually isolated me from everyone, even my family. He monitors which calls I can receive. He does it in a very discreet way. You wouldn't know, and that's why I could always empathize with people that are undergoing subtle control, and you wouldn't. He would, and also like when Ella, the previous lady, was talking about how one gets manipulated by the husband, you wouldn't know, because I really didn't know much about the UK legislation policies.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's whatever he says. Sometimes he would, that of the phone, he could say that, that the bill will get so much or something like that. And then he could also say that, that maybe when I'm going to submit when he submits my papers, they would also look at how the bill, they'll look at, he would link things just to make me think that, it would affect my citizenship or things like that. So, but then thank God when I was at work, so actually going to work was a way of social of meeting people, and also I got to be told about the gov.uk, whereby you
Mm-hmm.
can read about every, because actually I'm educated, went to uni back home, so I read about the everything pertaining to me, to my status and everything, and for you to know how controlled I was. Whenever I opened those sites, I would make sure I delete them, or even ask a friend at work that is it totally deleted, something like that, because I just believe maybe when I'm sleeping, he could be looking at my phone. He says I can't have a password word on my phone, but he has a password on his own phone. So many things like that. When I go to the GP, it has to be there. Even the GP told him it's not every time you need to be
so
here,
that you will not
yeah,
tell, so that you will not tell
yeah,
tell the GP. Because
so,
somebody, when Ella's story was shared last time, a lady put a comment when the thing was already on YouTube, and it said, I'm a healthcare worker, like I'm a nurse in the US, and she was really emphasizing the need for healthcare professionals, GP, nurses, what do they call them when you have a baby in this country? Those people, the head visitors,
mm,
for them to
yeah,
observe some of the silent language of abuse is when your husband is always
mm,
policing you. They
mm,
are
yeah,
there when GPs, when you are going to doctor, they are there when the nurses is coming
yeah,
to examine you, you are pregnant. They
yeah,
are there when they, even when they want to examine you, like intimate examination
yeah,
for a
yeah,
pregnant woman, they are standing there. It's not
yeah,
because they care, oh, it's not because the
yeah,
man is
mm,
caring, no. He's already being wicked towards you because he's already telling your neighbor not to look after your child, the child that you both share.
mm,
Is a way of controlling what information you are able to tell them, so that you will not
yeah,
tell them of what you are going through. So
yeah.
you ladies, pocket that one, put that one for your pocket. Carry on, my sister.
Yeah, and also to actually be aware of cultural norms, because we have these proverbs, especially in our Yoruba language, that "Kinshi gbogbo aṣọ la sá sórùn," or things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So even that alone wouldn't it didn't let me talk to anyone. Even
Mm-hmm.
after I had the baby, when the health visitor was noticing, I said, "No, I'm okay," So just that, because it's our culture, it's part of our culture to not to say those things, things that belittle your family. So it's also I internalized that too, and it worked against me, because all those services which you mentioned are actually there to be able to catch on people who are being abused or undergoing domestic violence in one form or the other. Many people think domestic violence is when you have marks, or it's physical, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really not physical. Most of the time is emotional, verbal, and which is really more destructive than physical, because it affects the mental well-being of the person,
Yeah.
and even the whole persona is actually impacted upon.
Yeah.
You would lose your appetite, you can't sleep, so it really affects everything. So that's even the most hidden one.
Yeah.
So, and as I said, culturally, we don't really say much
Yeah.
about all these things. Even back home, before you don't really say what's happening. And so it's something that I learned, and I always share with others, that when you're in Rome, be like the Roman, and just live that. This is your life, and you just have to take care of yourself, and speak out. You have to be able to speak out.
So I want to ask you, Grace, thank you so much. You are doing very well. I want you to talk a little bit about this rigidity when it comes to the religious aspect of things before he moved out. We're going to pick it up after he moved out later. But
Mm,
give us an example. How was the prayer life or the time he was spending in church? The reason why I'm asking this question is, like, I told you when we're talking privately
mm,
that I have a particular interest on this subject.
yeah.
The reason is that a lot of men who claim to be called by God. Now, I'm not saying that God didn't call them, or
Mm,
God called them. I wasn't there. God didn't call me as witness to say I'm calling this person. So when you say God called you, or you have a calling in your life, I'm not going to dispute it. You know where God spoke to you and how he described the calling. But the problem is that when a man who is married, is in a relationship, he's got a family, neglects his obligation financially, emotionally, psychologically, in every area, in time, giving time to nurture their families, but spends a significant, let's say 80% of their time in church because of calling, or reading the Bible, or praying because they have a calling, whereas the family suffers. This is something that's very, very is close to my heart. I want to ask you, how was his routine, religious wise?
yeah, it was very hectic, because he prays. So that's if he's home in the morning, as I said, he would
Mm-hmm.
have woken up reading the Bible. Then when you
Mm-hmm.
wake up, it has to be an hour. He goes on and read the Bible, talks about, and anything he would have to talk about is things that will be very obtuse to you. That is, either there are times he will tell about the story, go and touch on the story of Jezebel, and sort of just trying to let you say you should learn from that. So it's always things that point out in a saying that he wanted me to learn from it, and also submissive women, blah blah blah. Then and if I challenge him about, especially in that Corinthians, about God says man too should love the wife as he loves him is Christ, so he
Mm-hmm.
will now turn it around. He would, he's very good with words. So he would
Okay.
turn it around and flip it on me. So it will seem as if I'm the one that's even now not understanding the Bible. I'm the one reading it in another way. So and whenever I get my wages, like the first ever salary I would get, I was really eager that, let us move to a self-contained house. So I gave him that, oh, let us move, so that, and I couldn't believe it when he used the money to change his car, you know and he did it without even getting my consent. It was to pay towards a place. We said that he even took me to go and check the place, because I saw it, a self-contained flat, and he used it. He diverted it to buy a vehicle. And of course, as I said, he didn't even use the vehicle to take me to help me. It's either went to go to church or things like that, or to shopping. um, and another thing is, he would always want to say I should give a tenth of my wages. He would want to have the say on how we use the tithe and also the offering. So at the end of the day, I might just have my ticket, travel card money, and some pocket money. Then
Who are you giving the 10% to? Is it to the church or to him?
yeah, to him, he's the one that will now say that, he will give to various, because various churches invite him to come and speak.
So
So he will
he
now,
will pay your tithe on your behalf, but give it to him
yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah, because that's part of a submissive wife,
So
that,
okay, to be a good
yeah,
Christian wife, you have to give your
yes,
tithe to your
you know.
husband. Mm-hmm.
So and also offerings also. Oh, hold on, please. I have to plug my charger. Hold on. Sorry,
Okay.
I
You
have
also,
to. Sorry about that.
it's okay. You are paying offering too. She's paying offering to him as well, oh. My people, when I hear story, brother, husband, brother, pastor say, give me your tithes and our offering. I will pay it on your behalf. Okay, oh. Make I never talk. Make it, we will listen. Let her finish. Let Grace finish her story first. Because me, I never see this one before. And there are plenty for churches though. Somebody was saying just now, forgotten who it was, in my comment section, was saying that she told her pastor once that she'd rather find a husband in a club and beer parlor than church. And I just they laughed. You know what? Finding a husband in a beer parlor or club does not mean that they're not going to be a good man. No. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. This is all assumptions that because somebody goes to club, that person must be a devil. Because somebody drinks, is a bad person. Okay? A lot of things are covered under Abe Asho. They cover a lot of things in churches. Not everybody. I'm not saying there are not good brothers out there, but I tell you, there's too much covering in churches, yo.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
Okay, Grace, carry on,
yeah,
my sister.
yeah. So he will be the one that would share it out to the churches. But later on, when I became more aware, because as you always say, Bridget, that as we all know, knowledge is power. You are empowered
Yeah,
when you acquire knowledge.
yes.
So and also I felt more empowered, and by the knowledge I acquired looking into all the gov.uk legislation, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I just started, how would I say, not fighting back, but I started being decisive and assertive, and making decisions in my own mind, about, okay, this is how things are, and this is, let's okay, so this is the way I'm going to go forward about it. So I became very assertive. I refused to give him the tithe again, or I just pay towards the rent and the bills I do. I don't give him my wages. And I hid my documents in the neighbor's flat.
Yes.
So many things. I think he also saw that, I became I became strong,
Yeah.
and
You're
it was
rebellious.
hard. But
Mm.
then, yeah, it was hard, but then I had to make those decisions, and for my sanity,
Okay.
and also, so even I had to, just stop people when he reports situations to the pastor. He doesn't, but then when he saw that I was really getting very, very,
You're not following his
assertive, he spoke to the same pastors I'd already talked to, and those ones would call me that, oh, I should come and see them. But actually, I stopped picking their calls and said I was okay, that, I'm not coming to see them. So, and
What happened when you had your baby after he has left? Did you come to see the baby, your second daughter? What happened? Fast forward to after he
um,
left. You were
yeah,
pregnant when
fast
he
forward.
left.
Yeah, fast
Mm.
forward after I left. I it was I almost went through a breakdown, is it mental or nervous breakdown? But then, because I was looking for someone to look after my daughter, the other neighbor, they refused
Mm.
to look after my daughter again. So I remember going to a woman that was told about, and the woman said, that my daughter, I'm very sorry that she came for holiday in her daughter's house, that she cannot wake them up, and by accepting a child at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Hmm.
that is intruding into
Early.
their privacy, and even
Mm.
she herself would not sleep well, that she would have to start looking after the child from 5,
Hmm.
that even though she does child minding, but that was too early for her, so, and of course I couldn't afford the registered minders. So it was quite, I was very heated up about how would
He's
I,
already broken up that relationship before he left. The relationship you had with the neighbors that were helping you, even though
yeah,
he was not
so,
there,
yeah,
he's
so
already
I just,
spoiled the relationship. Wow.
yeah. So I had to now, there was a lady, and God, in it all, I just want to say that, in it all, God always have a way of, when it's on reflection now, I just see how the Bible is complete. It says everything works together for good, but one doesn't know, at that time.
Yeah.
So so many times, because in it all, I just see God's hand in
Hmm.
steering help towards me,
Mm-hmm.
or even when I'm almost giving up, the Lord will show me either people on the bus that were already going manic, or, yeah, they'll be talking about, oh, that man has done this, done that. And then the Holy Spirit will say, do you want to be like that person? And I'll say, no, no, So I would sort of encourage myself again and say, no, you just have to be very, very careful. Don't become like that,
Hmm.
So and then God will steer people my way that, will just be of help to me. Strangers,
Hmm.
I recall a lady that I asked for the name, a bus stop. I was was it a bus, to go somewhere, and the lady told me, said, oh, it's bus so number. And the next thing, I just had the lady again saying, oh, which bus where did you say you are going? I said it, and the lady was holding my hand. And the lady now said, oh, that anyway, she's going towards there. Let's go. It was much later that the lady told me that she saw a baby with, one to like a toddler with me. She was still 2 years old, my baby, and I was pregnant. And she held me, and she said why she held me and asked me again was because 4 buses had passed with that number, and I was still there. So she held me and saw that my pulse was
You didn't
very.
even see the
I didn't
buses
see
because
it,
you were deep in thoughts. Hmm.
and she said my pulse was very fast, and that was
Hmm.
why she said she had to go with me to where I was going. That she didn't have any intention of going towards there, but because
Yeah.
it was later on I got to know that she was a midwife, and
Hmm.
and that's why she took those steps. And when we came back, she invited me. She said she was living in that area where I was living. She invited me to her place, and I just slept off, And when I woke up, I was scared. My daughter, when she said, oh, I should take it easy, that she could see what's been happening. I've not been sleeping. What's been happening? So I now told her everything, how my husband left, everything. So she now said, oh, that's don't worry that this place, and I said, oh, I don't want them to stop me at work. She said, no, that you could get compassionate leave.
Hmm.
And so it was this lady that actually encouraged me to get. I spoke with my manager, got compassionate leave with that, and you can see how God works. It was this lady that also loaned me over £1,000 see, because she said that she shouldn't lie to me, that I can't get a child minder at that hours.
Hmm.
That do I have parents back home? I said yes. So she said I should take my daughter home, and when I'm settled, that she guarantees me I'll be settled.
Hmm.
That so and that when I'm settled, I go back for my daughter.
Hmm.
That so I said I don't have money for tickets. She said I shouldn't worry, she would borrow me. I said, oh, she should let me sign that I owe her. I wrote it. She said she took the money from her from the savings they were making for their own daughter, their only child. So she said I should, she wouldn't let that she is just between us. So she brought, and she said I should bring my documents to her house. So and that's how I got the compassionate leave, went home, took my daughter. When I called my mom, she was scared because I never told them. I didn't want them to be scared. So when I got home, I was just sleeping, eating for 3 days before I started talking.
So you
And
went to Nigeria with your baby before
yeah,
you
I went to
delivered the second
Nigeria.
one. Hmm.
Yeah, I went to Nigeria. So and then and when I came back, that's when I first of all I squatted with a colleague, and then got my own one bedroom, one house share a room, and then before the room I got, the landlord had said I couldn't have a baby there because it's mostly for students. So I promised him I was going to move before then, and thank God I got another place by the time my pregnancy was due.
Advanced.
So
Hmm.
yeah. So I got another place, let me tell you how when people actually judge women that are undergoing this sort of situation, I actually looked for this my husband again. I tried to get him, and I actually invited him to I think it's the next house I stayed or something, and was begging him that, that just let us make it work, that I will be working and you will be stay at home if you
Yeah.
don't want to work. I never told anyone this,
Hmm.
and there are many, and that's the thing about that. The human mind is very, very,
Yeah.
very.
It's, yeah. The doctor explained it. It's codependency. So
Yes,
even though you were being abused, Adeshala explained it to us the other day. I don't know how many of you in the comment section were here that day. She explained it perfectly. You are not alone. So you see a lot of women,
yeah,
even the ones that they
yeah,
physically dealt with seriously, they
yeah,
suffer all
yeah,
manner of, abuses. You take them to
yeah,
shelter, they will still go back. It's
yeah,
codependency. Is
yeah. I
their
was,
nature because you still want to make it work. Is it me
yeah,
that my
I was,
marriage will fail? You blame yourself. You say, "Oh, maybe
yeah,
it's
I
my
was
fault.
begging
Maybe if I
him.
change,
Yeah,
maybe if I
yeah,
pray more, maybe he will
yeah,
change." You
yeah.
yeah,
I,
you do
I
all that.
fasted.
Mm-hmm.
Even in pregnancy, I fasted
Mm.
everything. So I was saying that, I would be working. You just be stay at home, dad, and everything. But he refused. He
Mm-hmm.
just said no, that he's moved on. So, and I just, that's when I just tightened my mind and I encouraged myself in the Lord. And now on reflection, I thank God that never
And he
happened,
didn't come
because
back.
it could have
Yeah.
been, yeah, because it would have been, I would never be in this place that I am now, because it would be like going back 100 steps. So I really wouldn't have achieved any as much as I have now, by the grace of God. Um, so 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 that's
Did
what.
he did he even come to see the baby when you had the second baby? I'm asking again. Did it show up?
Oh, that's when I yeah when I had the baby, of course, I didn't really, I didn't. What happened? I think it took a while before I let him know.
Mm-hmm.
Then he came because I had to do the birth certificate. We met up there. He saw the baby and he was saying he was going to. He had the name for the baby, and then he was actually there at the registrar's office. He was still asking me that, when will I be going home? That because he's not
He
going
still
to
wants you to go
do
back to Nigeria.
anything regarding my status, Yeah. So I said, so I just didn't answer. And he was also asking that he needed
And
the marriage
he
certificate.
wants
I
to do
think
a
that's even why
divorce.
he came.
Yeah, he wants a
Yeah.
divorce.
So
So he can
so I
marry his
didn't.
side chick.
Yeah, so I didn't give him, so I just said, so, and we did that at that time. And
Did
even
he
when I had the baby, and this is why, I implore people listening that, when you
go on?
see people that are carrying tiny babies, or even in the hospital ward, and they sort of have no visitors, it's really nice to say hello to them. And if they sort of, are receptive of it, it's really good to just be aware of people that are lonely there,
Mm-hmm.
because I really felt very sad having a baby and there was no one that came. Even the so-called church I was then, which is a Pentecostal church too. Another, I don't want to name so they too, the pastor was saying, oh, the women should come and greet me, but it was only two male members that came, and I was appreciative of it. So it's really, and I was appreciative of those, people, other visitors that would just pop by. Some would even share what they brought
Mm.
to their what's it called, to their family member. They would sort of share with me, so it really went, just that emotive, um it really went a long way. So I really hold, even if I see someone in the shop with a little baby, I always say hello, because I remember getting home and I had to go out the same day to go and stock up my fridge with my baby. There were tears, I was cleaning it. People were thinking
Yeah.
it's the weather,
Yeah. It's not easy. When you just have a
but
baby,
then,
there's all sorts
but
of
thank
emotions.
God, over here you go to the shop.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you go to the shop, I got my stuff, and I was still doing house share then. And so it was, but it was tough, but I just, and all this while, I still didn't tell the GP. So, and unfortunately, I didn't know I was undergoing what's it called?
Postpartum.
Postnatal
Yeah.
depression.
Postpartum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I saw that when I see cars moving, even at traffic lights, I would stay as if, maybe I'm going to be hit, maybe I could jump into the road or something like that. So many times someone would have to help me to cross. I would just be panicking. I'll just be in a freeze, things like that. I would have bad thoughts. I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
by the time the GP caught up on it, he said, "Oh, that I just needed someone to talk to. Do I have someone that will be coming?" I said, "Yes, I'm planning for my mother to come." So he said he would not put me on antidepressant because it can get to be addictive, and he wants to, and I wouldn't be able to breastfeed the baby. So he said he wouldn't so I think he told someone that time there was still lots of funds for the government, so there was a department that they had workers that could go into people's house, like family support work, and
Just to
the
sit
lady
with you.
comes and I just just
Yeah.
to talk, and I started talking, in fact it just seemed as if I couldn't stop talking. I was
Yeah.
always, so I chat with the person, and by the time my mom came, and I became healed. Even when my mom came, my mom tried to as mothers or back home and everything, she tried to give him a chance to come and see, how can
They're
things
still
be
trying to
resolved.
fix him.
So even when my
They're still trying to bring him back.
yeah, so even when my mom, yeah, so even when my mom saw the way he reacted when he came, because I said he shouldn't know my place, so we went to meet somewhere else. So and then, so when my mom saw his behavior, my mom just said, "You know what, and it's you that so, which means that even with that husband, people with that husband live, and they live well. That so, that ship has sailed. Just take after care of yourself." Because when my mom saw me when she came, she actually busted into tears in the airport because I was very thin,
Hmm.
and holding a baby,
Imagine
she couldn't believe
you're
it.
just giving birth,
So
no support. You have to
so
cook for yourself. You have to
yeah,
clean. You have to
so
bathe the baby. Oh my God.
yeah, so it was, so it was, she just said, she just encouraged me, and when a mother is ready to strengthen you up, so I was actually fine. And it was true, yeah. And during Ella's something, you all those we could see that there are resources that actually support people to get their papers. So it was I was signposted to one of those
Organizations.
women, yeah, those organizations, and it was true that I actually got my papers. And even when it was first of all refused. And when I appealed, it was even the judge that was talking about our culture, that people from that ethnic, they don't talk about what they're undergoing. How could it be arranged? Blah blah blah. So, and it was just, I was just amazed how God used everyone to, just to get everything sorted.
And then you went back to
So
school after you got your papers and everything.
yeah,
When did you decide to go
yeah,
back to
so
school?
yeah, I was still doing my shift work, and with my mom here, but later I just looked at it because I wasn't really having too much input in the children. I wasn't so I just decided, and it gets to a time, and that's why they say everyone has a beginning here. So, and there are opportunities if you want to make use of it. So I've always known that I wouldn't do that job for long. So, I'm not undermining or minimizing any job, because the job gave paid my wages, made me pay my bills and everything. And it was actually the job too I used as a in my personal statement to, into the university. So everything, as I said, it works for
No,
good.
because it's a
So I
testimony.
totally,
It's not about undermining anything.
yeah,
And if you don't mind,
yeah,
because you don't know somebody that will listen to you. If you watch my video that I
yeah,
posted today, I told you the reach of these videos is amazing. A lot of people are learning. So this story is your story, Grace. But at the end of the day, you will not believe the number of people that are in your situation that will be learning as they hear your testimony tonight. So if you don't mind, I will implore you to mention the job that you were doing and how God took you, gave you the grace with everything that you went through. Your name is Grace, and God gave you the grace, to go back to school. You see,
yeah,
brush yourself
yeah,
up and where you are today.
yeah.
Please because it will encourage somebody to know that it's possible.
Yes, yes. I was doing support work. In
Okay.
yes, hello, so support. I was a support worker
Mm-hmm.
in a residential home for people with long-term mental
Okay.
illness. So yes, yes. So that was what I was doing, and also sometimes I work other jobs with people with learning disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what I was doing. But it's usually shift work, the morning, evening, night.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's what.
Okay. And then you went back to school
Yes,
to
so I went
study.
back to uni as a matured student. So
Mm-hmm.
and over here, that's one thing. Yes, so and that's one thing I also want to emphasize that there are different entry points. So
Mm-hmm.
never look down that, oh, because you've been out of education for a while, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot go back. So I was supported to do my homework well, and I went to a college first because you know how they do their essays here, and also it's different. So I went to a
Mm-hmm.
college first, and by the grace of God, even though I was supposed to spend 2 years in the college, I actually I was encouraged to apply in my first year by the
Mm-hmm.
lecturer stating that I could actually get in due to I think they saw the output of my work.
Mm-hmm.
So and I actually it was from the first year I actually went into the university.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just want to emphasize that never think that one is ever too old or too young to actually acquire new learning, because I actually changed my line of study.
Mm-hmm. Because you were doing,
I
you were
was in
in banking before.
sciences, and I'm now,
Yeah.
and I went into education.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So you just so I ended up in another profession, and I want to employ everyone that just know there are various entry
Mm-hmm.
levels here, and you just even if you don't have your is it the West African school certificate, they
Mm-hmm.
have some
Exams. Yeah.
some
Some.
exams that you can
Yeah. You
do
can go to
in the
college. Yeah.
college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had it, so I didn't need that, but I got to know about that. So that's why I could enter as a matured student. But
Mm-hmm.
also, there are people with no school certificates. There are also entry points. So just never give up. That if you are leaning towards changing going back to uni or studying, there are lots of ways. Just ask. There are places that will signpost you. Go to the colleges, they are ready to explain, and you will be able to get in.
So
So,
today.
by that time,
Mm-hmm.
I'd already gotten my citizenship, so I decided to go stop work and went on benefit just for the time I was in the university, so
Mm-hmm.
that I could I was eligible to the student
Student loan. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
loan. And I want to state here to the glory of God that it was during this time that I actually got healed, because being able to be with my children, being able to go to their school for their assemblies, being able to, it's actually, that was when my process of healing actually began.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really wonderful to have such experiences. And so because it's not every time my mom was here, she could only be here 4 or 5 months, and other times it's me. So, and I could see my children too. I remember the day my daughter said, "Oh, mom, we're going to the library like a family."
Mm-hmm.
I really felt, I never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell, because now I got to be, another thing I want to say is, by the time you get healed, you'll be, I now saw this as a ministry, as a calling for
Mm-hmm.
me, that because even when I'm just talking to people, I'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
recognize people that are actually maybe
Mm-hmm.
undergoing
Such. Mm-hmm.
some situations at
Mm-hmm.
home, and I'll be able to use the sensitive, empathizing words to
Yeah. Somebody is asking in
to
the comment
actually let
section,
them talk
Grace.
more, and
Yeah.
I will be able to signpost that.
Somebody is asking in the comment section, what did you study? You haven't told us what you study and, your work that you do now.
Yeah, I studied social work.
So you are qualified, registered,
Yes,
UK
social
trained
work.
social worker today now.
Yeah, yeah,
Give it
now,
up, give
yeah,
it up, give it up, give it up for
yeah,
Grace. Please clap for
yeah.
her, clap for her. In spite of everything, you put yourself to school with
Yeah,
everything
to
that you
the
went
glory of
through.
God.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
What a
it's just
change.
God,
God is good.
and yeah,
Right.
God is good all the
Did you
time.
ever had any
Yeah.
contact with
So
him again after all this?
no, because that's one of the things I would say later in the lessons I've learned. Because just as Dr. Adesola said that time, that you have your user manual and things that could trigger you. So I actually know what could trigger me and what I should
Mm-hmm.
avoid. And I was happy when I learned he's even gone to Australia.
He's
But even
moved.
if he hadn't gone to,
He's
yes,
moved.
yes. But even
What happened to the
he
woman he
has
was
moved.
living with? Did he marry her?
Sorry?
The woman he was living with in the UK after he left you, the church member. Did he marry her? Or you don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You won't believe it. I don't even, yeah, I don't know anything because I'm just about, even before I left, when, I knew that whenever they ask me, maybe I want child support or something, I say no, because I just know that anything that would trigger me, I am, even before, when I hear his name, I get palpitation of heart. You understand? I was really a mess. I couldn't say that, I couldn't talk like this before. I would have been crying. Even just talking about this I would be shedding tears. I'll be a mess. But
Wow.
it's when you've actually been healed. And another thing I want to say, which people would find very, very difficult, is that I actually had and it's different for each and everybody, but how God actually healed me was I heard from him saying that I should start praying for him. It was hard,
Mm.
but because yeah, so because so it was very hard, I would tell you that, but it was until I did that
Somebody said the
I
fornicator.
actually
You should pray
got.
for the fornicator. Oh my God, these people in
Yeah,
my
this
comment
was
section
what
will
I
kill
heard
me.
from God, because
God told you to start praying for
yeah,
him.
because if not, yes. So, and I think, when I look at it, I just look at, that this our God is a very, very humorous God, because,
He is.
in social work, you do psychology and everything.
Yes.
So I now could see that it's like a reverse psychology, because when I hear the name before,
Mm-hmm.
it will seem like if my heart wants to jump out.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So by
Yeah.
the time, when you are praying for someone, you would say the name, you understand? So it is like a reverse. so,
Somebody, you cannot pray for
so
somebody
it
without
was,
forgiving them. I believe that God was asking you to
you
forgive him
know,
as well. And
and then
somebody said that forgiveness is not for that person, it's
yes,
for
it
yourself.
heals. It's for
It's for
me. Yes,
yourself.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I wanted to say that too. That also God, in His wisdom, also knew that without forgiveness, I wouldn't get all these blessings He has laid in stock for me. You
Yeah.
understand? So even
Somebody say
now,
you should start collecting child support. Her children are grown.
yes.
Her children are grown. They say you should start collecting child support.
They're grown, and I don't need it.
She doesn't
I
need
don't
it.
need. No, I don't need it. He should give it to. He should give it to to people that need it. No, I'm not. No, I thank God. God has been my, He's really been great to me, and so I really am thankful.
Well done.
So yeah,
Well done.
yeah. So I
Congratulations.
don't. And even now, whenever I'm talking to people, I thank God. I can be able to say that I even thank God for using him to bring me here, because when I was over there, by the time he left, all this bank, everything collapsed,
Mm-hmm.
the banking industry. So it was really terrible. So I just look, so I could see it also that, oh Lord, you used him as a stepping stone for me to come over here to actually enter the inheritance you've laid for me over here. So I really have no ill will towards him, and I thank God for the children that
That
I
you
also
have.
had through him, because a lady can't have a child by herself, can you? So
That was
and they're
before.
my
No,
joy,
you
and
can't
they're
know.
doing,
That
thank
was
God, they're
before.
doing very well. And
Grace, that was before. Now you can have a
yeah,
child by
yeah.
yourself. It's quite possible.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can freeze. Yeah, that's true. That
You
was
can freeze,
before.
you can freeze egg, you
You
can
can
buy.
freeze
I
yeah,
even
yeah,
hear that
yeah,
they
that's
sell the
true.
thing now. They sell spam now that you can buy
Yeah, yeah,
anonymous.
yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah, yeah,
want
that's
any
true.
kind of child, if it's
Yeah,
Chinese baby you want, you go and buy Chinese
yeah,
one. If it's
yeah,
white
that's
baby,
true.
whatever. So the world is changing at an alarming speed.
Yes,
So
speed.
yeah,
Yes,
things have changed. You don't
that's
need a
true.
man
So
to
there
have
are
a
many
baby.
things. So it doesn't have to be
Mhm.
that way. So thank God.
Yeah,
Yes. So
it's
thank God for
always the best way
technology.
if it
So
works.
that,
I mean,
yeah,
if you are in a healthy
yeah,
relationship, it's always better to have a child with a man that you care about and you love each other. But if the situation is that bad and you feel like you are losing your mind, you're losing your brain, you're losing everything, you're losing yourself, then it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Thank you
yes.
so
Thank
much,
you.
Grace.
Yeah, thank you. I can read what Amy T said here. Thank you.
Mhm.
So, but I think I just how would I would relate to some of those
Yeah,
things
let's
that
just
Dr.
laugh.
Adesola said because
Yeah, let's
I
just leave it.
yes,
Let's leave it.
yeah,
This is your
sure, yeah.
decision, so we have to
Yeah,
respect it. You didn't
it's my
collect it.
yeah.
You didn't collect child support when the children
Mm.
were young. When you
No,
were
yeah.
doing when you were
Mm,
doing shift work. Is it
yeah.
now that you are earning good
Mm,
money that you collect child support? Let's
yeah.
just leave that.
No,
You
yeah.
see, money is not everything. I tell
It's
you,
not
money
peace
is
of
not
mind.
everything. Your
Peace
peace,
of
yeah,
mind is yeah.
yeah.
I
As
really
long as you
thank
can take
God.
care of yourself, it's okay. Forget it.
Yeah,
Eh? And you
there was a time I couldn't sleep. So it's really great to be able to sleep and be happy with yourself. So it's really a great thing. So I want to say some of the things that helped me.
Mhm,
Talking therapy, which I
mhm,
mentioned, is a form of counseling.
mhm,
Having I got to have a genuine friend. I had three genuine friends whom I
mhm,
could call anytime, even though two of them are married.
mhm.
My
What do
new
you
church.
mean? What do you mean that even though two of them are married? I don't understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll be mindful of when to call someone. You understand because
You cannot call
for
somebody because
them,
they are
they
married.
actually let me know then that I could call anytime. Yeah, because you don't want to intrude into their personal space and everything. But they made me know, Kemi, just call or text. Their phone is on. That so they would always give me a call back. So and why I said that, you will see it later when I talk about how some married ladies in the church judges
Single mothers. Single
single
mothers.
mothers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really yeah. So and then also my new church family, mainly white British, they're very inclusive and they're also genuine. And as I forgot the other lady said, they gave me a space to be able to talk, and and it was also healing, and they're very supportive, non-judgmental, really. So I've been
Mm-hmm.
blessed in that way. Then also forgiving myself
Hmm.
because on reflecting, I accepted and owned up to what I did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, we're not all perfect, because I
Mm-hmm.
could look back and see that I actually um, pressurized myself
Mm-hmm.
into getting married, and even though I saw some red flags, I
Mm-hmm.
overlooked it.
You ignore them. And this is what women
I
do a
ignored
lot.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I accepted that. I accept that,
Yeah.
owning up to it. So I forgave myself for trying to plead with him, as I said. Yeah, so because later it was something that really hurt me, but I forgave myself. And another thing, I think, from what you were saying with Ella, previous something, I cut off all communication,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, with the previous church members, with
Mm-hmm.
his family,
Mm-hmm.
with so any people, any person that's going to actually be a detractor to me or not say anything encouraging, I actually just removed all their numbers. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put myself in that further vulnerability. Then I um, I said, yeah, I said it is not worth it as any, yeah, because I remember that even when I tried to plead with him to come back, I was promising 20% of my wages to him and not thinking of my own emotional and mental well being. And even
Oh,
that,
you told him you will give him even more than the tithe you were paying
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
Ah, Grace, you're
So,
such a good girl. You said,
yeah,
don't
so,
worry, come back. Maybe I was giving you
yeah,
10%, Pastor. Please, I will give you
yeah,
20. Just take
yeah,
me back. Yeah.
yeah. So not
Aye.
yeah, not looking at his previous emotional verbal abuse, and it is not
Ah.
worth it as any form of abuse can kill.
Yeah.
I called out for help, as I said, via the GP and accepted the help offered. Another thing is to be able to accept help because sometimes people actually are signposted to these resources, to these agencies, but they don't accept it. If you don't come back when they say you should come for an appointment, they wouldn't run after you. So
Mm.
it's really important to accept the help. You have to accept it. Then the healing process is continuous, as I said, but one must continue to work at it and
Mhm.
also reward yourself when
Mhm.
you reach milestones. For
Mhm.
example, I celebrate the date he left by
Mhm.
going out. Sometimes I buy myself a gift, I take the
Wow.
kids out, and I thank God, you
That's
know.
so amazing. You know, a lot of
Yeah,
people these days, somebody was having a divorce party the other day. Like this woman went
yeah,
all out. And she
yeah,
on social media and people were saying, hey, why should you be celebrating? No matter
yeah,
what? I said, did you
yeah,
walk in my shoes? Do you know what she
yeah,
went through?
yeah. I
Let people
understood.
celebrate what they want to celebrate, Biko.
Yeah, I understood because I said no one know what she went through. So I understood
Exactly.
that. And also
Hmm.
you walk in other person's shoes, you'll be able to know that, oh, that person deserves to pat he or herself at the back
Celebrate. You
because
celebrate the day that you
also
put an
let's be
end to
mindful.
abuse.
Yeah,
Mm.
also let's be mindful there are men that also undergo domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
So it is both ways to be able to celebrate
Yeah.
those yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And another thing,
everybody to their own story. I have a man
yeah,
today who approached me and said that it's not only women that experience, that come into contact with poor quality men like this, that men to go through a
yeah,
lot.
yes,
I said,
yes,
of course, we never
mm,
ever assume that, all
mm,
men, they are
yeah,
the bad ones or anybody. I
yeah,
always say it here, it's issue specific. And then I
yes,
said, well, if you want to talk to me, fine. I want people to come forward. If you are a
yeah,
man and you did everything and your marriage was bad or the woman was bad, she didn't come and tell your story. Even if you don't want to come, like this brother said, well, you want to talk to me, I'm open to it, but I will have to share that story, even if you don't want to come. And he said, okay, it's fine that what he went through is a lot. I said, okay, men
yeah,
go through it as well, but
yeah, yeah.
proportionately, if we want to talk about proportionately, the number of women that suffer in
It's
marriages is
more,
too
yeah,
much. And it comes down to our culture and religion, the way we
yeah.
were raised.
Mm.
African
So,
women are raised to value marriage. And, a lady in Germany was saying to me 2 days ago that her husband was saying to her, her partner, they are not even married, was saying to her, who go carry you again if I drop you?
mm,
Who go carry you again? You get 4 children already. Who go carry you again? Say, mark that word, carry. So
mm,
in her mind, she's thinking it's true. Nobody will want me again. So that dependency is there. Even though
mm,
she's crying and crying, and every time she's crying, I'm saying, God. So, and religion as well. Women is harder. You are the one that is supposed to submit, but like your husband or your ex now, he was
mm,
preaching every day and doing morning devotion for 1 hour and
yeah,
talking to you about Jezebel and how a woman is supposed to submit. But you've forgotten that same verse that say why submit before after he says why submit to your husband, he say husband love your wife as Christ loved the church
The church,
and
yeah.
gave his life. The
Mm.
kind of love that Christ was talking about is the one that you will die for another. That's the kind of love that Jesus said men should love their wife. I don't think people understand how deep it is. You know how
Yes.
much you have to love somebody to want to give your life for them?
Yeah.
This is how God told us to love our men, to love their
Right.
wives.
Yeah.
But a
Yeah.
lot of men, and some African men now who have very limited understanding, not all of them, but a lot of very ignorant men in from our background will say, I'm a man. Don't you know that you have to submit to me? They now make it seem as if, as a woman, you have to submit to every man that you come across on the face of this earth. You see how people misinterpret the Bible?
Yeah.
So that is it. There are good men out there. There are good women out there. There are bad men out there. There are bad women out there. But if you want to look at it proportionately, because of our background, religion, and culture, women suffer more in marriages. Women give more. Women want to stay. If a man leaves you, chances are he will get married next month. You will see other women running after him. You will be thinking, I already have children. Who is love my children like their father? There are so many reasons that you convince yourself that you should stay, even if the marriage is not fulfilling you, even if the marriage is abusive, even if the marriage is demeaning you. So that's why women suffer more. I want to see any man that will come. I thank God there was a brother here. There was a man here in the comment section. He's gone now. I wish he's still here. He said it there that whenever there's a breakup, not all the time, but I guarantee you that at least 70% of the time, you will see that, women have done a lot. They try everything to make it work. So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wrote here, I said, I also celebrate when I stopped crying or stop having heart palpitations when I hear his name or talk about it. Now I say it with pride to help and signpost others. As I said, scars makes us stronger. Wars
Mm-hmm.
make us victors. I
Hmm.
now and I said I see it as a ministry and thank God for His mercies and love. I
Mm-hmm.
empathize with many survivors who talk on this platform because it takes courage to come through the storm and be
Yeah.
a victor. Many get trodden and become castaways in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because they want to, but because they really couldn't see a way out.
Yeah.
So I believe. So I always thank God for raising help for me and being there for me. So I believe God for a good partner. I still believe God for that because you should never give up in what you know you deserve and
Mm-hmm.
desire, because I never experienced a married life before.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
just married 3 months when he left, and
Mm.
we were married when I came it was 5 months. So I never actually, I don't
So
consider.
you're still trusting God to bring you a man that will love you and marry you so that you
Yes,
experience
yes,
that,
I am. I've
marital
actually met
bliss.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That marital
yes, I
bliss
will experience that.
that
Yes,
you never
even you might
experienced.
not be married. It's not because everything is not marriage. It could just that companionship
Yes.
is also
Absolutely.
important. Everything
Mm.
doesn't have to have a label.
Yeah.
So I've tried it, but then so, and also not that I've not met people, but I've known to know my boundaries and triggers. So as soon as I smell narcissism,
You
um,
take off.
a far way,
You
as
take
soon
off.
as I smell it, I just quickly, say no, thank you. Just
The
please,
red
could you
flags,
stop
you
calling me?
identify
And
them
that's,
very well now.
So
Mm.
I don't,
Mm.
yes, so and that's one thing I've learned. Women, by intuition, we know we can read signs,
Yeah.
but we just ignore it,
Yes.
and it's due to,
Yeah.
I understand people. There's people are lonely, especially here,
Mm.
but then it's part of my own user manual now for me not to put myself through that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
children don't deserve it, and
Yeah.
I don't deserve it. So I
Absolutely.
deserve better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
I've got
so
thank you very much, Grace. Sorry if I'm rushing you because of
yeah,
time, because I want people to be able to chip in. And I've got this amazing man that has been talking some sense, serious sense in the comment section since. I've been eager to bring him in. I think I've seen his comments a few times on the platform, but I don't think we've spoken before. Sam, have we spoken before?
No, we've not spoken, but I forwarded. I think I forwarded the story of Tunde Thomas when to you one time like that via
I
email.
see. I see. You're welcome. Where you join
Hello,
us from? Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you,
you can hear
Sam.
me? Okay, I'm calling.
Yeah.
I'm in London.
Oh, you are around the corner. Okay. You've been
Okay,
saying some
okay,
things that if
I'm
I
calling from London.
okay, what do you have to say, Sam?
Yeah. Well, I really, give kudos to Grace for she has been very amazing for her to have gone through all those stuffs and she can come out like this. I give it to her. You know, now I was not born like this. Actually, I was born into a polygamous family. My dad has three wives, and
Mm,
my mom was the ìyàwó kékeré when my father retired. But my
mm,
my mom always does a lot of housework. But by the time we get to a certain age, my dad always ensure that we, the boys and the girls, we do the house chores together. It's not that he will say no. But my father was old, so he couldn't really support my mom because he married it as like pension. Or he was retired, somebody that would take me at my old age. So, but my dad loves to do eat pounded yam, so he will force us to do the pounded yam. Make sure that we reduce all the stress from our mom and all this. I will never say because you're a guy you can't do this. We have two sisters and we are four boys. We all participate and we do all those things. And when before I got married, one of the decisions I make is that I am not going to marry twice. It's not going to happen. And there is
mm.
no how difficult that woman is going to be. I will make things work. Although when
Wow.
I first married my wife, the first 4 years we live apart. My wife was living she was living here in London. I was living in Nigeria. I was a banker like her too. So I used to
Mm,
come around. So my first 4 years that we got married, we didn't live together. We only stayed maybe the maximum 3 months. So I would come to London twice, she come to Nigeria once, and that's how I would be doing. But the first 1 year I got to London, it's like, I said, it's like I've made the greatest mistake of my life that it's like I say, is it the kind of marriage that, because we've never lived together before, but, I had to make things work. And anytime I have issue with my wife, the only person that I've reported to is her mom. I've never reported to anybody from my friend. And over time, I begin to watch videos online, develop myself. I watch people talking about marriages. I
so
watch
it was
a lot
rocky.
of
Your
past.
marriage was rocky in the beginning.
Yeah, as in the first 4 years, we didn't live together, so it was all rosy. We are far away from each other. But when we first lived together when I moved to UK, living
Mm,
as husband and wife, really. When that was when my wife had our twins. We already had the
yeah.
child before, and when she had
Mm,
our twins, so I don't have a choice. I had to resign, come to London, and that was when he had the two boys. So,
okay.
but when I came, when my wife now begin to ask, "You going to do this? You going to do that?" I said, "What? Me that I employ people to come and be doing my house chores and everything." It's almost somewhat strange to me. Just say,
You are a man.
you do
You
this,
guys
you
say
do this.
you guys
Yes,
an African man. One woman is telling you to come and sweep for come and hoover for what?
exactly. I'll say it's like I say, I've resigned, I can't go back. But I was able to work things out. Then I begin to watch videos about marriage and relationship. A lot of
Mm.
I begin to gain experience. I watch videos. They are. See, I am not a fan of pastor. I always criticize it. Go on my Facebook. I always criticize.
Are
I'm
you
not
a
very
Christian?
religious.
Because you are
I
not
was
you are
born
not
in
very
I, wa- I was born into a Christian family, very strong Christian family. A Christian family that do morning prayer, devotion in the morning and the night. Now I am like a rebel in the family. They don't see me because I have a lot of reservation in Christianity. In fact, some of the pastors, when they talk about marriage, they always blame women. They always put all the blame on women. They don't really blame the men because most of these things are caused by men. I'm a man. And when I talk within my friends, some of them will be calling me feminist because I support women. When I say
yeah.
this, they will say you're a feminist. I say no, it's not feminist. If
It's
you
not an
somebody will say
insult, my brother. Sam,
some of them
being
will
a
complain
feminist is
about their
not
wives to
no
me,
being a
to
feminist.
me, and I will say,
Let me just butt in, Sam. Being a feminist
yeah,
is not an insult. You should take it with as a compliment because the real definition of feminism is championing equality. It's about equality. Okay? It's not about what people think that feminists hate men, they don't marry. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is the champion of African feminism. She's happily married. As far as we know, she has a child. So being the real definition of feminism is somebody that believes in the right and equality of both gender. Shikena, no baton.
Good. You know, I see myself as a humanist. I believe in equality of both genders. So, like I said, one of the thing I wrote there that some men are looking for submission all over. I said it's men that have a low self-esteem. It's when you have a low self-esteem, you be asking for submission.
Demanding, not asking.
The demanding is asking, demanding up and down. You don't have to demand it. When you treat your wife right, and both of you treat yourself like equal partner, you know, naturally you both respect each other. There will be submission on both sides. Submission is not from only women. It's on both sides. You have to go submit to each other. You have to love each other. And that is how, and let me tell you, after my first 1 year when I came to UK, it looked like it was rough. But over time, I developed myself. I began to support my wife, do all those things. And those things were not like a big job to me, because it was, for me, I couldn't even wash plate when I was in Nigeria. I employ somebody that comes to my house every weekend to come and do all those things. I was living alone, but everything, I have my dry cleaner that come and take my work. The only thing I can do by myself is go to work and do my job in the office. But every other thing, I was so useless. But coming to this country, also, yes, because I can pay them, I have the money, I was doing fine. But coming to this country, it has really changed me. Now I do all house chores. Why you say I was away? While I was preparing dinner for my kids, my wife is there watching TV, but it doesn't even bother me. It's not a big deal. It's not that I say that.
She will be loving you more. She will be loving you.
I'm talking to you from my kitchen now. My wife is there watching TV. I've just prepared my dinner for my kids. Let me tell you, if my kids are hungry, 80% of the time they come to me, they don't go to their mom. They will come to me. Wow. Number one, because they know that I will always give them whatever they want. Because mom will say, no, don't put too much sugar, don't give them chocolate, don't give them. They know that we will give them everything. Apart from that, my twins are 6 years old. Since they were 3 months till today, I bath for them every day. They are 6+ now. I still bath for them every day. My only wife only do it occasionally. And for my daughters, I just stopped because when my daughter became 8 years old, then and that's when she's becoming a girl, mature. So I don't do it again for my daughter. Now my wife do just help her to bath her back, and she do it by herself. And that's how I do everything that my wife can travel for 1 year. My kids will be fine. Wow. I wouldn't even need any help. I wouldn't even need because I drop them in school every morning in school, do all those things. I support. I see ourselves as partners.
Sam, please hold on. I need to ask you: is it your wife that is working and bringing all the income home? Are you a house husband? I need to ask, or you actually have a job and you have income coming into the house?
No, myself and my wife, we are into project management. So we do. In fact, when I first came to you, I was in banking. My wife, the job she was doing, she was the one that introduced me to it, and I developed in it. And by the time I've done the job for about 5 years, I'm into information management. So I work as a freelance. She works permanently. Now she's even changing her job to a business analyst. But I have earn ×2 of what she was earning, although she was the one that introduced me. But because I was working as a freelance, so I was moving from one place to the other. So it's not that my wife was the one bringing the income. I bring it. But the thing is that about our finances, my wife managed the finances because I am very reckless. People will call me, ask for money, I will give them. But all the savings, income, everything is managed by my wife. Because even all my life in Nigerian banking, I couldn't really even save money. But my wife, when I started living together, that is when I can easily say I have the money I've never saved in my life, because my wife managed all the savings and everything. Now we are buying our house we just get approval yesterday to move to get our house in that
Congrats.
It's not for my wife that have done all those things.
You see what you can achieve when you plan with your wife. You see what can you see what you can achieve? This man did not say, I am a bank manager in Nigeria. Who are you to tell me to wash plate or to look after my children? He humbled himself, he learned, he changed. The problem is that a lot of us come with our African mentality. We want what we were doing in Nigeria. And you see the funny thing, It's not even people that have all this massive job, but they were just brought up with this mentality of I'm a man.
Yeah.
So you have to respect me. You have to submit to me. Look at a man talking. I can listen to you all day, Mr. Olu. Are you sure you are real? Please go. Are you sure you are real? Go
yes,
on.
I am real. You can, there was a day I make a comment online. Somebody was saying, "No, this I tagged my wife. This my wife. I've tagged. Go and chat with her in DM, and let's say maybe everything I've written is lie because we're talking about. I've forgotten about the topic they're talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make is that we all of us were not raised to live to be like this, but over time I evolved and I developed myself. One of the things I have watched videos of, there are two people that have really influenced me when they talk about marriage. And even though I don't like pastors, I listen to those two pastors online every time when they preach about marriage and relationship. I learn
Yeah.
so much from them. I watch them online. I don't go to church again, but I watch them on Facebook and YouTube. I always listen to the Pastor Shola and DSA. Those two people, they influence me in marriage. The way you relate to your wife, the way you handle your family. I watch a lot of video, and it has really helped me as a man. And when I talk to friends, about their marriage some of them will say, "Oh, you're too supportive of the women. You are this or that." And I said, "No. If you have, it is the way you relate with them. That is why you are getting this result. When you relate like this, you will get a perfect result, and that is what I have always been doing. I really appreciate Grace for what she
Thank
has
you.
really be able to achieve for herself, despite all she has gone through. Let me
Thank
tell
you.
you, most of the worst people today are people in religious people in church. A lot of dysfunctional people are in church today,
Yeah.
and they hide under Christianity, hide under religion, and they don't really practice a lot of things. They listen to what they say, and most of our pastors are also the problem because they encourage men. They will tell women, you don't have to be submissive. You have to stay in your marriage. You have to do this. They encourage all this abusive behavior, emotional abuse, physical, and all those kind of abuse. So they are even the problem. Because I say we live among the white people. I see colleagues in office. These people are not. They are not even religious. They are not Christian. I see the way how they relate with their wives, their family, and I say these people are not even Christian. They don't claim to be Christian, but you can see the way they relate with their family, the way they handle their wives, how they relate. So, and we claim to be religious. Despite that, we are even the worst off. It's very pathetic. It's very, very pathetic. So
Thank you
I
so
am not
much.
religious also,
Yeah.
but
It's okay.
I
It's
don't believe
okay.
that it's religion
That's your
that
personal.
it's not religion that will make you a good man. You can decide to be a good man without being very religious.
Thank you
You
so
can.
much,
It's,
Sam.
it's a
Yeah.
decision. Yes.
Thank you. It was nice.
Okay.
It's like music to my ears listening to you. God bless you. We
Very.
need more like you out there, more men like you out there who can support men. When they are saying that you are taking the women's side, no, you're not taking, you know what you are doing? Your daughters, you are giving them a model of what to
Yeah.
expect when they grow up. They will never settle for any
Exactly.
trashy man. You are teaching your
Exactly. I
daughters
said that is
what to
what
look forward to. You are
I
teaching
am
your
not only teaching
sons
my daughter.
you are teaching your
I am teaching
son
my
how to
son
marry, how to
sons to
love.
exactly. That is what I'm trying. I'm trying to be I try to be a
Role
model for
model.
my sons
A
so
good
that the
role
way
model.
they will not treat
Yeah,
treat
treat them.
women
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
trash. They will not treat them. They will treat women like queens. That
yeah.
is what I am example I'm teaching. They know that I participate in doing all the house stuff. When they grow up, they will not even be. They won't get married and believe that they want to go and be stretching their leg in the city, expecting the dinner to be prepared, to get prepared for them. They will be involved in the growing
The
up in
household.
their
Yeah.
the life of their family, and
Thank
what
you
doing the
so
house
much.
stuff and doing all those stuff.
Thank you very
That's it.
much. We were so glad to have you. Please
And
come more often. We want to see you more often. Thank you very much. Thank you
Yeah,
very much, Sam.
yeah, could I quickly round up, please?
Yes.
Yeah. So, as part of my decisions, I've already completed the divorce. And God keeps renewing my youth, as many say. I look 40s. I always tell friends I'm open to dating, which may lead to a committed relationship. And as I said, the lessons I learned for sharing is sometimes ladies feel pressure, especially in the 30s, to marry due to age and biological clock. As I said, on hindsight, I saw some red flags but ignored them. Not knowing your rights and registration was also a barrier too. When you are in a new country, it's good to know that.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Another thing is because he was saying, part of what he was saying was, I can't speak to some authorities myself as they can withdraw my spouse visa anytime, which was not right. So I equipped myself with knowledge and hid it from him. Also, churches don't have a heads-on approach, as we've all been saying, to support couples who report distress in their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when communication become nil in marriage, what can someone do? Cultural norms or values are internalized, and this always makes people victims of domestic violence, not to talk or ask for help. I did not even realize it was domestic violence at that time till after I gave birth. As I said, I support other people with here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
most Pentecostal churches tend to look down, judge, or isolate single parents, male or female. The wives think you want their men, or the men might make moves
That are not
on
appropriate.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It develops into a real awkward situation. I left
Mm.
the Pentecost. Okay, I said that later. And I'm now in a
Yeah.
church where I'm included and valued.
Yeah.
Above all, you need to love yourself, be strong for your kids, and
Mm.
be a good role model. My children does not know many or different uncles. And know the future is brighter with God on your side.
Mm-hmm.
I will never give up on love, as I said, and believe God for a companion. I ensure to take care of myself, look good, exercise even while I pray. Not being only spiritual, you need to make efforts to look good yourself. Be able to
Mm.
have a good time, go out with friends, go out by yourself. Don't live in guilt. The marriage failed, but you did not fail.
Hmm.
You are standing by His grace.
Amen.
Acknowledge your resilience and be proud of your achievements.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have imposter syndrome and victim mentality, but now I lift my head high as a survivor and success. Women over 50 or younger who had past breakdown marriages also have a right to love. It's very possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate you. If you want to log off now so you can watch, because I know you can't watch at the same time, so you can just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much for coming,
Okay.
Grace. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
everyone.
you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bridget. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you,
God
sis.
bless
Love
you.
you. Love you
Yeah,
very
bye.
much.
I love you
Yeah.
too. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So you
I
can
should,
just listen from the
I sign
background.
out from where? Okay,
Don't worry, I'll take you out, and so you can just listen from the background, so you can listen to what people are saying. Obviously, you might want to watch this all over again, but she's listening at the same time, not just in the studio. Mbasi, I've got you. Can you unmute yourself, please, sis?
Yes, Queen B. Hi, Queen B. How are you?
I'm good. What do you have to say about that brother that just came and
Queen
broke all the
B.
table? He broke all the table.
He's my dreamer, the man of my dream.
He
I'm
should
not
be
gonna
teaching
lie.
men. He should be
Telling
teaching
you,
men how to be a
we,
husband in Obodoyibo. Sam Olu
Obodo,
is his name. How to be a man.
he's an exemplary of like we human, a man or a woman, right? Like we are all capable of changes. We are
Yes.
all can do something with our lives. Like it doesn't have, no matter what your circumstances is, like we can learn, like you put on your thing, we can learn, unlearn and relearn. You know, if something is not working for you, it's like you can make it, you know, make yourself to relearn how to make it work for you.
The most
You know what I
powerful
mean?
thing he said, when I came, we're having problem, but I decided to work on myself.
Exactly.
I was watching a lot of videos. I was learning. I started doing things that I couldn't even imagine doing when I was in Nigeria. That is where the changes start from, when you change yourself. You acknowledge that, okay, what am I doing wrong? Being self-reflective and saying, okay, there are two of us in this marriage. My wife might not be perfect, but am I perfect as well? Or the woman saying, my husband might not be perfect, but am I perfect? What am I doing? How can I change? You know, when he said that, I started watching videos. I was like, wow, this is growth. This is
self-educating. Yeah. And to say that, no one cannot change, I think it's a big lie that we tell ourselves. Everybody can change, but you have to do the work. You have to, you have to take it upon yourself to want to, go through that changes if that's what you need, whatever you need. You know what I mean? And in most cases, I think the main point, especially for women, that we stock up on is like, we kind of self-betray ourselves in most situations, because it's like every time that situation is not serving you well, and you've tried, every time that you try to say, first chance, second chance, third chance, it's every time that you do that, you are betraying yourself for you to be able to give that chance again. So if you give chance over and over and it's not working, at one point you have to be able to say, you know what, enough of that self-betrayal thing that you are doing.
I like what Grace said. She said that I had to forgive myself.
Exactly.
Because she knew that, the things that she did trying to get this man who was not, didn't even care about
him
her.
Well. Serving her well.
He wasn't serving her well, but she was still going out there. She acknowledged the mistakes and she forgave herself. So that was so powerful for me.
Grace is an example of when we talk about experience and growth.
Yeah.
Because she grow out of her experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are really capable of that. Like experience is what pushes us to either go right or left. Not everybody have the full strength to get to where they want to be right away, but everything is like a baby step. As long as you know that you are capable inside of yourself, and I know it's really tough. Just like she said, I'm sure it's tougher than how she even say everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But she went through it. But she never having to, but she's able to deep down get extra strength within herself to make that baby step, even though she didn't even know that she was making it, but she made it. You know what I mean? Somehow with the help of others. And when we are in a deep end of trauma, or we are going through something, is to be able to trust ourselves enough, like whatever that is temporary. And then to back it up with action, no matter how little that you can do at a time, back it up with actions. And then for people who are listening, I think it's very important that we take from what everybody is saying, like Dr. Adesola said, that self-manual thing. Oh my God, that one was like, are you kidding me? Like, what?
User's manual. Yeah, user's manual.
Like, I didn't even know that I have a user, but I didn't even know that. Like, I've been in therapy. So recently when I went to my therapist, I was talking about that user manual with her. It's like, did you even know? And she brought her own user manual.
Yes. And she's willing to offer that, I must say. She's willing to offer people. She's looking for a group of, if you are interested in writing your own user manual, please contact me.
I would love to do. I'm going to do that.
Contact me. Dr. Adesola is available. She wants to do it for a group. So if we are like 10, I'm number 1. So Mbasi, you are number 2.
Me too.
If you're interested, it's not free. No, our people like
no, nothing is free.
Free. She's nothing a professional. So you have to pay, but just think about investing in your own life to know yourself.
See?
A professional that will help you to identify who you are.
A professional.
Who you are. So you go back to it, you update it. So she's willing to offer that. Get in touch with me, please, if you want to write your user's manual.
I want it.
Yeah, we are going to arrange that.
Grace, thank you so much for sharing, and we really appreciate your strength, your courage. She's very courageous, and she's very solid. I like when people are very solid, because when you are solid, no matter what it is that you go through, at the end of the day, with the grace of God, you always come out of it. flying
Amen.
color,
Yeah.
and that is things that I am taking away from this story today. And God bless you. And I hope you are taking care of yourself, Queen Bee, because every time, like it's easy for we, the few are like to walk away, because sometimes not everything that you bring out that I have the strength to listen to. Sometimes it depends on what, so I can walk away, but I know you are the one doing it. You can't walk away just like the rest of us. But I always pray for you and for God to continue to give you strength and to be able to protect you and guide you and guide your thoughts and and give you energy, because it's a very tasking work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you, Mbasi. So contact me so that we can get on.
I will send you an email.
All
yes,
right.
ma'am.
Yeah. So WhatsApp is the best way to reach me. It's the fastest way. If you want to reach me, my WhatsApp contact is on the screen now. That user's manual, if you want to know yourself, remember what Dr. Adeshola said, that you need somebody to even help you to identify who you are. It's not everybody that knows. And she told us that day, it's not your job that is who you are. It's not your marital status. It's not Mama Toby, Mama PJ, Mama this, Mama that, Baba this, Baba that. Yeah, let's organize this. I'm so excited. I want to learn. I want to know who I am. I want to learn more. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get it done. A group of 10, you have to pay. If you don't want to learn and you want to continue as you are, it's okay, but it's not free, because our people too like Ojo free. You see, I've got you, sweetheart. How are you?
Hi, Auntie B.
Hello,
Good
sweetheart.
evening.
You're welcome. Are you going to do your user manual?
Yes, I am interested, but maybe I'll be in the second group.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Right. What do you have to say to Grace, Sister Grace?
Yes, I want to say that, Sister Grace, thank you for sharing your story, and God bless you so much, and God bless your everything that you do. I just want to thank you. It's really not easy. And also for Mr. Ulu, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Tibi, you were asking if he's real. He's so real.
I know. I know. It was just so, I just couldn't believe it, because he said so many. Jesus. What do you want to be with a man that you can even watch TV and he will enter kitchen? Not all of them. A lot of men are quite domesticated. Not all. A few number, let me not say a lot, a few number of men are domesticated. They can, and they are happy to do it. Some men can cook. That's African men, no, Nigerian men. But a whole lot of them will say, they will be saying, you have to respect me. It's an insult. It's an insult. My father never did this. My father never do that. That means you don't respect me. And the head, be dragging for head. If you are dragging for head, there's something wrong somewhere. If you are dragging for headship, nobody drags for it. It's given to you. If you are deserving, you will get it freely.
Exactly.
With joy, with happiness. A man like Mr. Oluna, tell me that his wife will be dragging headship with him, or she will struggle to submit.
Yes, Auntie B, if I'm not in the same situation, I will also say that he's not real. Yes, I'm not married to African, but European. They are also you also have the bad ones. If you meet the bad ones, you will not be lucky. But I really thank God that I'm on the lucky side. So what Mr. Olu was saying is 1001%. As I'm even talking to you, if I tell my husband that, okay, I want to eat something, he will enter the kitchen and just prepare something quick for me, because he knows that I'm with the baby, and I have the freedom to, okay, I tell you, I'm on a live program now. Yes, can you please give me this hour? Let me just spend. I really love this program. He say, yes, why not? So Mr. Olu is very, very real, and I really pray that African parents raise the African men to this standard, to this level, because most African women are suffering. I must say, it has become the norm, but it's actually not the norm. It's something that they've made, and it has become the norm. Like, even when you are experiencing something different, you'll be scared that hope everything is well, or is everything going on? But I think we really need to learn, unlearn, relearn, just like the common sisters
Solution
will say.
focus. Solution focus.
Solution focus.
Mm.
So we really need to, I don't know, the boys really need to be trained. I think somebody wrote, is it not Simi that said that they raise the daughters, but they
Mm-hmm.
leave the men to raise themselves, which
Absolutely.
is really not good.
Yeah.
They raise the daughters, And the one thing I want to mention is when I met my husband, he told me something. He said, I don't want divorce. That was the green flag I read for me. He told me he made everything starts with a mindset. Even a man that abuses a woman is also a mindset. He has made up his mind that this one, when I want marry, so I beg go, not the one you come and be controlling me or this one. He made up his mind to make sure that this woman subject to him. It starts with a mindset.
I say, my darling, a lady said to me 2 days ago on WhatsApp that the man she's living with told her that now you go pay my bride price. Say now you go marry me.
Jesus.
Not me go marry you. Say who go pick you again if I leave you? Who go pick you again? This woman has a 2-month-old baby on her hand for him.
Wow.
This is her. I'm trying to see when I can bring her to share her story. Her issues are deep, and there are so many poorly raised men out there. Simi is absolutely right that boys are left to raise themselves, and they mimic whatever they saw their father do to their mother. Unfortunately, a lot of our fathers too, they're not try because they too were not raised. They grew up watching their own father, do whatever they like to their own mother. Don't forget that they were even more oppressive to our grandmothers those days. Okay?
Exactly.
So
Yes.
it's a generational thing. It's a generational, except you are willing to put yourself out there to say, like Mr. Olu did, I don't want to continue. I don't want a divorce. I want to change. What can I do to make my wife happy? And the woman say, what can I do to make my... And they both work hand in hand. You leave the woman alone. She's the only one that will wash. She's the only one that will cook. She's the only one that will raise the children. You are not flexible like this, our brother pastor, that will be praying 1 hour, 30 minutes every morning and reading Bible. You think God is happy with that kind of a person? Because your wife is going to work at 4 a.m. You cannot take her to work and you are driving.
That is just wickedness, and
you are doing devotion. You are doing money devotion. Aye. Somebody said here that church is like a hospital. You have all sorts of people there, people who are receiving healing. Some who their treatment has not even started. They've not even diagnosed their illness. So, ladies, what we can take away from tonight is that church, because somebody is in church and they are speaking in tongues and they claim to be born again, doesn't mean they're a good person. There are good people in churches. There are bad people in churches. There are people who disguise religion and they are manipulative. They are narcissists. And there are some women too in the churches that they use Bible to cover the wickedness in their heart. It passes heaven and earth on. Okay?
Exactly.
So church is a place where you find all sorts, just like every other place.
Yeah.
Right.
And to be, let me just round up so that other people can just comment.
Yes.
I'll just quickly
say
that I read my own red flag. I saw it when I was dating. Then I saw it as in for our own brothers when I was dating that, and I also made up my mind that I have had enough. I don't want to go this, so I opened my mind to other races. I opened my mind because I saw the red flags everywhere. I said, I can't cope with this. If I go further in this, then there will be a problem.
Yeah.
I am so grateful to God that I saw them, maybe with what I went through when I was younger. So I became so sensitive to human, to other people around me. So I wouldn't want people to misuse me or to take advantage of me anymore.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say is for us ladies, please pay attention to the red flags. Pay attention. God, that just like Sister Grace said, God has given us that intuitive spirit or whatever to as a woman, you will always read it. Trust your guts. Your guts, and that would help us. Thank you so much, Auntie.
Thank you, Essie. Thank you for everything that you are doing to support Blessing. I really appreciate you, my love. Thank you. Have a good evening. Your marriage will continue to be happy. That Oyibo will continue to love and cherish you. Thank you, love.
Amen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. So Essie has been really, really good in supporting. One of the ladies that have been on the show that lives in Germany. Oh, these German people now don't try too much. Oh, now don't really do well. Now don't do well too much. Okay, we've done almost 2 hours. So I've got Common Sense Sisters, Solution Focus, and Mrs. A. After them, we can round up. No more taking any calls. Good evening, Miss A. You're muted.
Oh, hi, good evening, Auntie B.
You're welcome. Where are you joining us from, sweetie?
Auntie, I'm just around the corner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome. What do you have to say?
Um, what I can say is from my experience, I can actually draw from my experience. I realized that our parents or our mothers do so much work in raising our daughters right for the perfect man. But sometimes it takes really a lot for them to raise the sons right for the perfect
Mm,
woman. So
mm-hmm,
what the men will do and get away with, and everybody will be like, "Oh, I'm on the guy day." If the lady does it, she can't get away with it.
mm-hmm.
And so those same, I really apologize. My little one is always.
Who is making noise there? We are going to put you on the show. Is that your little one? He wants his voice, or she wants her voice to be heard too.
He likes to be heard everywhere.
Attention. Yeah, babies are like that.
Yeah, some men can actually be domesticated. I really commend Mr. Olu for his hard work and supporting his wife, but it's not always the case. It's
Mm-hmm,
not always the case.
mm-hmm,
Maybe we can say maybe 15%.
mm-hmm,
We can say like maybe 50% can actually join to do the housework and won't see it as a chore. But
mm-hmm,
my own experience, the person I was with at the time saw it as a chore.
mm-hmm.
He would see it as a chore. He would come back from work in the morning and he would expect me to still wake up in the morning. I want to do
And
the
cook for
household
him.
work.
Mm,
Meanwhile, I have prepared what he's supposed to have,
mm-hmm,
and this is me, a nursing mom. I have nursed over the night. So I have equally done the night shift just the way you have done the night shift. So I'm expecting you to do your own share of the work. You don't
mm-hmm,
do the extra job. This is the abroad where we don't get house helps. If it's Africa where we come from,
mm-hmm,
there are always people that we can actually pay who will do this job
mm-hmm.
for us, and it will make
Yeah.
the work easier and lighter.
Mm-hmm,
But all I'm asking for is a little portion, a little effort. It's those little things that make you say, oh, okay, this person actually has my best interest at heart. It's not the massive thing that you see and then we all showing it and splashing it over social media. No, it's the little things, it's the little thoughts behind the effort that you put in. It's the little things, the little emotions you show. Oh, this person has gone to work today. The person will come back very hungry. I made rice. There is stew. Do you mind? You've come back from work. Don't worry, just hang your feet. Something is cooking for you. Or, oh, you finished doing the washing and then for some reason you couldn't dry it up. I actually put it in the air dryer, or I put it on the air dryer, or I decided to put it in the dryer for you. It's those little things that make you realize this job is not a one person's job. Otherwise,
absolutely.
one person will be looking more tired than the other, while the other person is just
Not
riding
only tired, you'll be
cruising
haggard. You'll be haggard.
and living on a cruise, like they will say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
And
I
they will still
still believe.
complain. Such men will still complain that you're not looking good. You put on weight, not caring that you are probably, the person is probably depressed. Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
that part of it is the one they don't want to hear. I
Mm,
don't. Well, maybe I could be wrong, but I just feel as if we should put in the same energy that we put into raising the daughters. We should put in
to
the same
raising the
energy
boys as
to raise
well. Yeah.
the sons as well,
Thank you
making it
so
that
much.
an equal and
Yeah.
equal in a respectful way, not in a way that is disrespectful at all. That's all I
Yeah.
have to say.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Take care of that baby and our love. Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a good
sweetheart.
evening.
You
Bye.
too. You too. Bye bye. So, Amoye, Solution Focus is asking, what did Simi said? I've just uploaded it so I can read it to you. This is what she said. Many of our parents raise their girls and let their boys raise themselves. This is why lots of people think boys are easier to raise. If their boys fumble, they say boys will be boys. But if their girls fumble, the exact same fumble, they will say she's wayward or she wasn't raised right. Hence, more effort is put into raising girls. She's taught to be a good wife, a good mom, prudent, enduring, faithful, perfect, or whatever society's version of perfect is. Men are taught to make money and provide. The pressure to make good decisions is more intense for women. Men are usually able to make whatever choices or mistakes and to take more risk because society will excuse them because boys will be boys. This is a privilege. I do not think the tide is changing a little with our generation. More women are realizing they are more than what society expects. I love it for us. Raise your boys well. Yeah, she said, raise your boys well. Let me remove that thing from under so I can read that. Raise your boys well. Teach them to be good people. Raise your girls well. Teach them to be strong and to be more. Everyone is equally capable of effing up or of doing the right thing. That's what Simi said.
Thank you very much, Sister B. Thank you. I was curious because people were saying stuff in the comment section like, oh, Simi summed it up and all of that. So I was curious to know.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So good to see you again with
Thank you, my love.
they say it's Mama Gio.
Mommy Gio hats. No, try this hat though. This my
you
hat
really
today.
look the part.
In fact, you know, since I don't put makeup, one single makeup not in my
you be
face.
natural beauty now. All that makeup now just addition.
I don't put makeup on now my tattoo bra. Now only my tattoo bra just in my face. I said today, I'm
this
Mommy
your
Gio.
bro now guy. Is well tattooed. Perfect bros. Oh, the Mommy Gio you represent. Oh, well,
I know where you're ring. I live
I see a deeper life things happening. But that bro, they for question they go say, Sister Bree, we think you have to confess. This bro, when you do it, it's not part of the whatever. But anyway, thanks again for another wonderful session. You keep doing big things. So and up and up. Always up and up. Thank you very much to Grace that came to share her story. Do you know what I love about her story? I love the fact that she is a strong woman. She's a woman of strength. She's someone, even in the midst of her issues, she had the mindset to think, even in the little ways about herself, what to do, how to move forward. And I think, and she found the help, people just kept coming from different corners to help her. I really, really enjoyed listening to her story. And then to now sum it up, she now has, what's that thing she read, like a positive thing that
learning.
she read.
Yes, the learning from it. Before we started,
God.
she said to me, Stabi, is it okay for me to read out my learning, what I think people can learn? I said, yeah, of course. So she made sure that she went through, which is really empowering for a lot of people who are in the same situation. I've dropped my link because I understand that Mr. Olu's wife is here.
She is, please.
I didn't know that. If I have to stay here tomorrow, I'm not
her
going.
Husband is a correct man.
They say, is this somebody we know? Is this somebody we know?
I don't know how. I've never. This is the first time I've even seen Sam.
This is Olu. They say you are here.
Maybe we know her. I'm Auntie.
Okay, me, I don't know her.
We know
Omoti of Kent, please come into the show. Omoti of Kent.
Oh my God. I was blown away. I was like, wow, this woman, her husband is a wonderful man. You know, he reminds me of my dad. That's what my dad used to do. So when people talk about, our dad, my dad used to pound yam for us. We used to eat my father's food. We didn't like my mom's food because my mom used to put too much water. And it will now diffuse the taste of the food. My father will cook like this, all of us will gather. When my mom will come and enter kitchen, we'll say, no, we don't want her to be in the kitchen. Because my dad will give us better meat, the better parts of meat. My mama will give us king, small, go cut her. We'll cut like 15 out of 1. So we know they like mama stingy with this thing that time. Especially with Bonvita and milk. When mama go make Bonvita, oh my God, it'll be like water. Make my papa show. Oh, that Bonvita, we feel use like 16 pangolo of Bonvita. My papa not care. No. I miss that man. God rest his soul. He was a
I can imagine how you raised
man.
your brothers. No wonder you are not willing to settle for anything. Having been raised by a man like that, how will you not settle for? This is what I was saying to Mr. Olu. I said, you are teaching your daughters what to expect in a man. So they cannot settle for trash.
I'm telling you. That is why I have gotten proposals, Sister B. Not be say go come. But when I go look, they are missing. So most of them, they're not trained them. I could wonder, say, not only my parents train their boys, because I don't understand. I could look for people like my brothers, I don't see. I said, when did they happen? And they look outside, Igbo, Chinese, Japan, poor everywhere. I say, the one go fit the whole thing. You know, man, wait, Sabi, even if you don't know, be willing to learn.
Exactly.
Common sense. We learn. We expect every woman to Sabi cook. We expect every woman to Sabi take care of children. We expect everyone. We learn all this thing. They're not born us with
They're not born us with them. Exactly. They're not born us with them.
And to be and to be, that is why when we say we were raised by a king, this thing that Omoye explains is exactly what we mean by when we say we were raised by a king.
Yes.
Because a king is a super daddy, a super father, an exceptional husband to the wife. He leads by direction. Not just by direction, by actions,
by imitation, by mimicking. Yeah,
and
by example.
And
subconsciously, by example.
Yes, without even knowing, and subconsciously, we the children, when they throw us to any part of the world, subconsciously is already in our brain, even without mentioning it, we know. So why the outside world will be thinking that, oh, these girls are being too difficult, they are being too tough.
They are selective.
Understand that we are princesses raised by kings.
Because of what you seen your father demonstrate at home.
Yes.
Okay.
We cannot start teaching men how to do it because our own fathers, we took initiative to do it because we're not raised to come and be teaching men how to be doing things. Common sense. You know,
I'm telling you, I remember my mom was pregnant with my younger brothers, right? When my mom was pregnant with them, my dad will clean the house. He will cook. He will make the bed for every room we had then. He will go outside. He will wash his car. He will carry us out so that we will not disturb my mom then. He will take us out. He will go and buy us meat pie, fish patty today. Fish, no, I want to take fish pie play. Once I am fish pie.
Those days, if a man is like that, they call him woman rapper.
My papa people, there were a lot of people that were calling him woman rapper, but the man did not say.
He's self-aware and he knows his responsibility.
The man warned all of them and said, "Leave me alone. That is how I have chosen to run my life. If you are not like I'm gonna not come my house again." My father at that time. You can imagine us at that time.
My man of purpose, yes. A man of purpose that knows his purpose doesn't need to explain to the outside world who doesn't understand his purpose because his purpose and dedication is to his immediate family.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I said, my brothers, if you need to see them with their wives, to marry, go, they're hungry. You go, bless me, you marry. Nah.
Because your father already teach them. Your father trained them. So they know what it will be as a man. They know what it is.
Yesterday was my father's remembrance. My brother sent, because we have a WhatsApp group. So one of my brothers sent like a memorial, like, words, just spoken words, about him and all. And the whole day yesterday, I was thinking about my dad, and I was crying because I missed the man so much, because he had so much impact on our lives. Because of him, I can't settle. It doesn't matter how, if you like get money pass big gate, I no send. You see that thing when they inside, that you say money alone does not make a marriage. I'm sorry.
No.
Money alone does not make it. There's something that needs to be inside a man that is willing. My dad was not raised. My dad was among many children. The man, but he chose to raise himself and take care of his family and make sure he raised a good family. So that's why sometimes when I meet men and they're talking, I go the one that say, who raised you?
Exactly. Remember that when Dr. Adeshola was here the other day, she said it. The question you need to ask when people start behaving the way they behave, who raised them? Who raised you? What were you taught as a child? What model of behavior did you observe? Yeah. So ladies, just hold on for me. I've got Omoti here. The wife
come on, sisters.
Mrs. Onu is in the studio, is in the building. We're celebrating good marriage.
Thank you, ladies. Welcome. Thank you. Come on, sisters. Even we know ourselves, isn't it?
Yes,
Anyway, good evening, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity. The thing is, I heard him in the kitchen. I was wondering, who is he talking to? Because he's always telling that story. I'm like, so who are you talking to again tonight? Then he came to the sitting room and I said, who are you talking to? And I said, that he was listening to you guys, that, some lady, came onto the show telling a story about her husband and so on and so forth. And I said, so what now warrants the story? She said, well, he decided to share his own story. Ladies,
very important. Very important.
For everyone listening, everyone listening, everything Sam Olu has said tonight is 1 million fact. Certified. As for me, I grew up in this town. I came to London when I was 17. I didn't have that father figure. So by luck, me and him, we met. Although we went to the same secondary school, it was a year ahead of me. But by stroke of luck, we met again. And then one thing, everything does, as they say, rest is history. When he too first came, he struggled a bit. Because in Nigeria, it was a banker. You know how they live in Nigeria. He had everything done for him. He has the one that will come and clean his house, that will come and cook for him, that will wash his car, that will do this, that will do that. So when this man now finally moved to London, then we had twins. So the boys were about 3 months old. From the minute he got here, I made sure I got him involved. He fed the babies, he changed their diapers, he did literally everything. I am not the type that will let a man come and sit down and say, you are the African man, you are the head. For me, that word wife doesn't resonate with me. I rather see both of us as partners, that we have this business and we both have to make sure that it works. We both have stake in this business. So for me, that wife, it doesn't work for me. I'll tell you what, every Saturday, me and him will get down and clean the house. He cleans the bathroom. He does more for the children than I do. For example,
he told us already that
today we took the kids out to central London to this Jurassic Park. My dear, we all came back completely naked. I just said to the kids, go and meet your father. I said, well, Samuel, please just go and sort them out. Yeah, and it just does it with no issue. It just do it graciously that, oh, these are my kids. Because he always said one thing, that his father had the most impact in his life and is ready to do the same thing for his children. And I pray to God that God should give him that longevity to be able to do what his father did for him to his own children. And more so, he has an 8-year-old daughter. And I try to make sure that whatever he's doing, so that when she too gets married, she can tell her husband, but my daddy did this for me. My daddy did
and common sense sisters are spitting and telling us the truth about their father.
I saw my dad doing this. I didn't have that privilege. My father left my mom when I was like 4 years old. So I want her to see that no, there's no gender something, that boys, girls should be raised equally. That they should be both raised equally. There's no because you are the boy, you don't do this. No, the boys are still quite young. So I'm ready for when they are ready. Now they even tell me, Mommy, can we do dishes? I say, hold on, boys, you're too early. When the time is right, you will do your dishes. But to cut the long story short, Mr. Sam has made it a point of effort to get better as a husband, as a father. I see him as my friend. I see him as my friend, not the husband that Nigerians make it so like, the husband word
as
is
if
the
it's
most.
Exactly. If it's
me
a
and
burden.
Me and him, we hardly argue. We hardly fight. We hardly argue. Even this corona, when they say there's so much violence, husband and wife, this is the time they spend so much time together. There's commotion. There hasn't been any commotion in our house in the last 15 months or since corona started.
Amoti.
It has been like a business as usual. We did everything we've been doing is the same thing. Just like we are locked indoors 2/7 with each other. There's no difference.
Yeah? My sister, please, I need a favor from you. I don't know whether you and your husband will honor my favor. I need a favor. Say yes first before I say it. Say yes.
Okay. Yes.
If you don't, I want to do like children. They say yes first. I'm sorry, but I mean, we don't have enough time for you to talk to us. I want to invite you and your husband, specially back to a show that would dedicate for you to talk to Nigerian African men and women about the ingredients, what it takes to have this marriage that you people have. Ejo, please.
Okay.
Say yes.
Yes. Okay.
Because you don't have enough time. You don't have enough time. You have to come back. You have to. Because you know what? Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was literally, this lady came to me and sent me a message on WhatsApp. She was trying to get some information. And I said, she was like, Auntie B, all these stories you are sharing on your channel, I listen, but my case is different, I'm so happy. I met my husband on Facebook. He brought me from Nigeria to America. This man has loved me, showered me with gifts. He gave me a Range Rover as a push present. I say, Wow. He said, this man does everything. So my case is different. I was like, okay, I'm going to do the favor you're asking me to, but you needed to do me a favor. She said, what it is? I said, come on the show. Because I need, the thing is that I like the fact that women are coming here to share. But we need to have a balance whereby people don't think that all marriages are doomed.
Yeah.
Okay? We need a positive example. We need to show our people that it is doable to have a good marriage, to have a good relationship. So I begged her, I said, would you come? She said, yes. So I want to implore you and your husband, please. 1 hour.
Yeah, that's fine. That's my problem. Yeah, that's my problem.
So that you can come to talk to us, because your husband said when he came earlier on, he said, when I came initially, I didn't know what to do because I'm coming from a Nigerian mentality. This is where the problem is.
Yeah.
But I had to learn. I developed myself. I watch videos so I can change.
He's constantly listening to Pastor Shola and Pastor Sunday. And he's like I said, it's taken as a point of effort to get better. And like I said to you, me and him, we hardly argue. The only time we argue is, okay, your career development, what are you doing about it? Other than that, family stuff, I manage the bills, everything, the finance.
He said he trusts you with money. He said you are better with spending. He said because of you now, you're about to buy your house because you are better. Process.
Exactly.
He's not hiding money from you. How is he going to teach other men? How is Mr. Odu going to help us teach other men that you don't need to hide your paycheck?
He doesn't know anything about savings. It was even initially when it first came, he was dashing out money to Nigerian. I said, listen, you cannot solve everybody's problem in Nigeria. Problem not the finish for Nigeria. There's no amount of money that will solve their problem. You see that it does, because the ones you give them, they will come back. And which has been happening to him now. He's giving and giving, now they're coming back. Now he's even tired. I said when I was telling you, it's I said that Tola is not nice. Tola is too this, but now you have seen it yourself, Abby. So yes.
Okay. What did I say? Come on, sisters. What do you say?
Auntie B, we go need Mr. Sam Olu, the husband of Omoti, to open master class, so because it be like say some men not again.
No, don't worry now. We'll start from here now. I will first start for that show.
Not from here. Now we the master class.
We don't go to church. We don't have any pastor that pray for us. It's just me and him just going back to the basic that, okay, this is what we need to do as two individuals coming together to make this business venture works. We both have stake in it. So we just have to
you see your marriage as a business venture where
Yeah, we
everybody
need
is
to make
invested.
it work. Investment. We're both invested in it. We have 3 children. As it is now, when it comes to the school parents meeting, I make sure I get him in, so that you know the kind of children you are raising, so that if anything happens, you can hold it to your chest that you know, I know the kind of, that's not my child. I know the child I'm raising.
Auntie B, shop you. Auntie B, they shop you.
I don't fit talk again. I don't fit talk again.
I didn't learn this from anybody. I didn't learn this from anybody. Like I said, my dad left my mom when I was 6 years old. I'm in my 40s now. So I didn't have that upbringing. I was just learning along the way, but because I've seen people around me, what has happened, I've heard stories. Before he came, I've heard different stories. Their husband will come from Nigeria. They are as useless as the word useless in the house. They can't do anything to their wife. As it is, I mean, it's out of work now for the last 4 weeks. It will drop them in the morning. It will pick them up in the afternoon. Even when he was working, if I say, well, I'm tired, go and pick them. With no complaint. And I'm being honest here. I don't have to hide.
There's nothing to hide.
I'm not hiding anything. I'm telling you the fact.
Men be like that. Men when know where they are road, they know. My papa
they know. He knows his role.
70 man. The man know in role. Who no go know? Learn or learn relay. They know they die for.
Exactly. They need to unlearn and relearn. That is the problem with the African men. They're so stuck up with that tradition that is letting them see, you know, the good part of the marriage. This idea, I'm the head of the house. No, don't bring that to me. We are both head of this house. If you ask him, if you ask him who runs this house, it's not him. He has no clue. Even when we are going
to, you don't respect him. Doesn't mean that you don't respect him.
We laugh, we joke, we as in sometimes we play like little children in the house. So I just moved that word marriage. We're married. I just pushed it aside. No, we are 2 individuals. This machine needs to run. And who's going to run it? Like I said, I didn't learn it from anybody, but it's just my own thinking that no, let's do things right. Let's do things different.
Thank
with
you
my
so
children
much.
too. Anyway, time is running now. Don't let me. When we come for the session, then I will.
Please, can you take my contact is on the screen it's on the screen now. Please, if you can just take my WhatsApp number. I prefer WhatsApp to
I'll
get
tell
in touch
Sam
so that we can arrange.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam, Ejo, take my WhatsApp down. I need to bring you back. You see, I need to bring his own so Camelara gone.
He grew up in. He came to UK nearly in his 40s, so he was well formed in Nigeria with that African mentality. But to not take it upon himself.
Thank you so much.
No worries, we'll be in touch, Auntie B. Definitely, we'll be in touch.
All right, God bless you. Your marriage will continue to be joyful.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I confess. Ella not know say the mic they on when they say Eba mentality. Eba mentality na mentality behind this say the Gary na Isoko Gary come strong. Microwave not be stopped now, which means
we they round up. We don't do over 2 hours because of Sam and his wife. Oh Jesus Christ!
We never make an announcement. So over 700 people were watching at a point in time. Over 700 people were watching at a point in time. Una never like this video. See sweet G's from articulating grace to everybody when don't call. Yet una stingy with una like.
What I like if I want learn no.
Please hit the right button.
If the day I go bring Sam and his wife, I go advertise the video so weeks before. More than tell all our brothers, our uncle, our fathers, everybody may they come because now the men needs to listen. Coming from a man, maybe they go here because if I talk, they say they bash them. So maybe they go here from fellow man.
On the day of the live you go talk say if you not get up to at least 100 likes, you know they start the video.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
yes.
Because
that's a good one. Yes.
Master class it go be. How to be a wife in the abroad, how to be a good husband in the abroad.
Yes. Natural. Okay. For that ministry. Madam Grace. Okay, before I come to Madam Grace, Auntie B, this Mommy Gio, where did they call you?
Hello. Hello.
We don't like. Who be that?
FK the studio. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you there? Yeah.
Yes, I've been waiting for like
Hey,
more
I
than
can't
30
talk.
minutes now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. I was actually sleeping. I missed the show. I said, let me sleep small. Make I wake up, go and join show. I don't sleep again.
Show don't finish. Show
So
don't
I
finish.
woke up when Mr. Sam called. I thought it was my husband calling.
Oh. You resemble your husband?
Eruti by me, like he was just saying everything that my husband does.
Wow.
I said I must call this show today. I'm not this kind of person that calls shows, but I listen. I love shows that impact, that I can learn from. But the way he was talking, I was like, show look when cooking YouTube. My husband does not watch YouTube like that. Is he the one calling? That is what my husband does. Everything. I don't even know how to breastfeed in the midnight. I don't know how to wake up to feed babies. I don't know how to do it. I love to sleep. My husband works in the night. He will make sure he comes back to the house like 2 hours when the baby will be crying. He has mastered those times that baby cries in the midnight. At a point, he stopped working in the midnight. He stopped midnight work. That okay, Tobasho, if you like the way I'm feeling, I want to speak Yoruba, so this gist will be sweet, but I'll try and mix both together.
Oh yeah,
like
go ahead.
If you do all your struggle with kids in the morning, because I had my 3 kids in I think in 4 years I had 3 kids, So the struggle was much for me, but it was supportive. Like he had to stop working, he stopped one job just to take care of the baby newborn in the midnight. If he could not do it anymore, he would bring out my breast and put it in the baby's mouth.
By himself. It will help you use your breast. It will help you carry your breast.
I'm telling you, you wake me up, he will say, drink plenty water, please. Especially when I have the last boy. That one can eat.
So you didn't even express on bottle. It was helping you to control the movement.
They will finish it, then he will bring out my just to give them and say, just relax this way. We'll put the pillow this way, do this, do that.
And you'll be sleeping. Your breast will be working.
I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
No. We believe you, my dear. Go on. Not all men are bad.
As in, at a point in our life, we've been married for 7 years now. At a point in our life, I sat down one day, as in, he went on leave for 1 month. That was when I actually started YouTube. I did not enter the kitchen for 1 month. At a point, I sat down and I asked him, what is happening? I asked him, I called him, I said, I don't know, why are you doing all these things? It's too much. I have never ever seen, I have never heard. But listening to Mr. Sam tonight just called my brain back that we still have like 20% of men that are reasonable, that understood that women go through a lot. We need this loving, we need this caring, we need this support. And we need this, just know that we are women, we cannot do more than ourselves. Don't push us too much. Don't just squeeze us too much. It affects us. You just build a new monster in us if you push us too much.
So very, very important. Big baby, yes. She said she was sleeping. My breast was working.
When my husband is around, they don't know me. They don't eat my food. I go to school every Saturday. That's why I said I was sleeping. I slept off. Before I came back, he has cleaned everywhere. I met him. I said, so 12 for the past 5 hours. To clean. And I've cleaned on Wednesday.
And you know the thing that is making my mind to sweet me now? These 2 men, your husband and Mr. Sam, are both Yoruba men. And all we hear about is Yoruba demons.
He will go and pick the kids from school. He will not miss their dentist appointment. He will leave job and ask for just take an excuse just to be there, to be present and say, oh, daddy came. You see, daddy is here now. Are you happy? Are you happy daddy is here now? Just to, he will always be there. Sometimes you tell me, no, I need lots of love for opportunity, that 2 hours. Just rest. Sometimes I ask myself, who did this thing for me? I don't know how it happened.
It's just God. It's just God that connected you with a good one. God connected you with a good one.
Where I've been coming from, as in one of these days I will come and say some of my stories. Like growing up was not that, there are a lot of things that happen. Maybe God just decided to bless
compensate you.
Man.
He compensated you.
Sam. So I was thinking, like, is it my husband or who is calling? We had our own bad times when we just got married, because we married very young, you know. A lot of things went wrong, and most of it were people saying, you're wearing disrespect me. This is, so it was feeling like, don't
what
do this
people were
outside.
saying.
You know,
Yeah,
don't
outside
do this outside,
opinion.
don't do this, you know. But at the point we adjusted to our normal self when we dated for 7 years before we got married, and today we are 14 years in you know, knowing each other. So we knew each other, but you know, as a man, they were trying to break his ego, like, you don't do this. Okay, recently I made a mistake like 2 weeks ago. We went somewhere and they were talking about bra. I don't really go out. We don't go out. Like, you will go somewhere, I will not be there. I will go somewhere, I will not be there. No, it has never. Or he meets me there, or I meet him there. I beg pardon my English. I'm trying to talk fast because the show has already gone.
Yes, yes. 1 more minute, so we can round up.
So they were talking about bra and all that, and I mistakenly I said, I don't even know my size. People looked at me, a lot of women. I said, I don't know it. Maybe you people will wait for my husband so he will tell me, and I will order.
He was buying your bra. That's why you don't know your size.
I don't know it. You know, there's a way he does it. He will measure. He will, you know, he will do all those things. He will go and check color of skin to buy. You know, it's
do you work?
I buy things myself.
Do you work? FK.
Ma?
Are you working, or you have a small baby?
No, my son just clocked 3, so I'll start working by September. By the grace of Almighty God.
And your husband is working.
He's working.
You are going to school. Your husband is working, and he's still doing all this to help you.
He's doing a lot. If he comes back around 12, like maybe I was tired taking care of the kids, where I'm tired today, and he missed everything on the floor, like he will just pack everything. The only thing he will not do at night is just to wash the plates. He will not wash the plates. But sometimes if he's not going to work the next,
if it's some husband, when they come back and see the house messed up like that because you've got 3 children, they'll start shouting.
It's not
they'll
like
be shouting.
Nobody.
Why didn't you wash the plates? Why didn't you do this?
I don't want to call myself perfectionist, but I don't like that. But you know, seeing pillows on the floor, you know, just little things, he will pick them and use that opportunity to mop. He loves to mop.
Thank you, my sister.
You know,
thank you so much.
Please, men, if you're on this show, I know, please just help us. Don't push us too hard. You know, most of you bring out the monster in women. Women are the softest being on earth. I can say it anywhere. You can do anything. Recently, I did a long 1-week birthday for my husband. Like, I had to go there
to celebrate him.
If you go to my YouTube, you will see it. I had to go that extra mile. I don't even mind the amount I saved to do it. Some did not come to the camera. Some was off camera. But the one in camera, you know that I spent money, and I don't even mind.
Yeah, because it was deserving of it. Thank you so much, FK. I'm afraid that's all I can take from you because of time. We've got to go. We've done an hour. Essie, did you come back? Is this I've added you before. Did you come back, or is it a different Essie?
Yes, it's me, Auntie B.
You came back. Okay.
Yes, quickly. Just 30 seconds.
Okay.
I just want to say that just emphasize that the men should support the women, please, because when they get the support, they will do so much more. I know I'm here in Germany. What I've achieved in 4 years is more than when people like hear my testimony. They're like, even people that stayed there for 10 years have not achieved. I've not failed one exam. Like, my job requires that I do certification. There is no how, no matter how, do with baby and everything. When I write my exam, I pass with flying colors. Even the language course, all because I got support from my man. Even my driver's license, getting my car, everything. This man, even when we were dating, he gave me the opportunity to improve on myself, on my line of profession.
Yeah, you told us.
Yes, when women get that support, please, men,
sky is the
limit. I'm begging again, and the woman will go all the way for you. She will never draw you back.
Yeah,
she will never draw you back. I just want to emphasize that, and I'm so glad that this is happening today. God bless you.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. So we are rounding up now, and you know, Bingbe said, a good wife appreciates and submits willingly to a good man. If your wife is giving you hell, brothers, check yourself first. Okay? That's what Bingbe said. If your wife is giving you hell, check yourself first. There's another comment here that one opinion. Somebody was saying something about emotional intelligence. a lot of people lack emotional intelligence. We talked about being, this is it, being emotionally available. So Joy said emotional intelligence, emotional maturity is important and shapes good mentality. And this is not about age. I keep saying it. You find a lot of young men that come here, they are in their 20s. One is even less than 20. And the kind of wisdom, Junior, and people like Adewale, you remember Adewale, common sense sister. Those, you just know that growing up, those ones are going to make excellent husbands. Barry, yeah. The way they reason. Our brother too in Germany, what's his name again? What's his name? Is Adewale that is his name?
I think Barry is the one in Germany. I think so.
Is it Barry? Yeah, I can't remember. And I think it's Barry. Yeah. So yeah, it's all about looking. Someone says that if you give a woman, if you give them lemon, they will make lemonade for you.
Anything
if you give them, they will multiply. Yeah. So yeah. Very, very important.
Anyways,
okay.
Since we're rounding up, I want to thank you specially for your dedication and for your hard work and your consistency, and you're always giving updates, especially for people that you help and for people that are already receiving the help and also appreciating. We realized you dropped a video earlier today for Ella's updates, and we really appreciate you. And then the London Bridge is going to be seen next week with a couple of people that you already teamed with that will be seeing her. So we appreciate you and everyone that has been giving emotionally, financially, in ways of their expertise. We appreciate you and everyone. Another thing, you say this Mommy Gio title, the common sense sisters, we no go agree. The reason why we no go agree because we not like any common names. We know they like common names for people.
Okay.
Mommy Gio is too much of a common name.
I'm not Mommy Gio. Come on, sister Ella. I don't know. Yo, I'm not Mommy Gio at all.
We see some people when want to call you that name. No,
just now because of this my hat what I wear today.
Rich auntie. We go call them Rich Auntie B Gele. Rich Auntie B Gele.
Ella, you're not too funny. Listen, Rich auntie vibes.
Yes, rich auntie vibes. Yes, rich auntie vibes. And rich auntie vibes not only mean financially. It means common sense, wisdom, kindness, selflessness, empathy. So rich
God.
So yeah. What do they call her Mommy Gio? What do they want all those things?
This our sister is agreeing with you. This sister is so funny.
Gigi Gibson, thank you.
It's associated with tips.
Me not gonna know what the association be, but by nature we don't just like common names. We don't Madam Grace that came on the platform, thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much, because we see that you also listen to Dr. Adesola. And then right from the way she was talking and sharing her experiences and then her lessons learned, we could also tell that she's a woman of great discernment, a woman that listens to her instinct, a woman that is self-aware, and a woman that also is able to count her lessons, and a woman that takes accountability. She's a high-valued woman. She's very articulate. Grace is a high-valued woman and very, very articulate. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Madam Grace, and we pray and hope that which you desire and you deserve, you would get it. The love, the companionship that you want in a man, he will come.
Amen.
And however it's going to come, God that has brought you this far from this your journey and giving you grace to be able to share it on this platform would be the one to unite you and connect you to this desire beyond your expectation in your life.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, my darling.
And thank you. If you have not hit the like button, please.
You go to hear my voice for your dream, oh.
When I don't sing for Grace today, I didn't miss when I sing. I don't get sing.
He said no. Your grace is enough.
Her grace is enough. It's loaded with so much common sense. Make una the right all the lessons. If you miss the show from the beginning, make you watch them with the eye.
Thank you. Bye, darling. Ella and Yo-Yo, I cannot love you guys less. You're not too much. You always bring fun and entertainment to the show. In fact, I dey miss you now. If I don't see three of you now, this show never complete. You are my Ella and Yo-Yo. Not too much. They always make us laugh. And the way both of them, they always sing, now they make me laugh. Thank you, Brother Sam. God bless you. God bless you so much for sharing a very big light today on the possibility of a human being to change if only we can do the work ourselves. Come on, solution
Yes, so
focus. Oh yeah,
yes.
oh yeah, round up, round up.
Oh, my belly they sweet me.
The
You know why?
sweet.
Because this show today, say before now we don't share stories, heartbreaking and everything. It's encouraging to see that there are real men like Mr. Olu out there. And this girl when can just share about her story about her husband. Now, so me grew up, no. When the world changed, I don't know whether they on that rock that time. I don't know, because a lot of these African men, whether I don't know who trained them, right? So the only thing when we go talk in conclusion, we say, I beg. You see, when they say when chicken enter foreign land, when fowl first come, you go stand with one leg. Learn. Wait till you know Sabi. Mr. Luke came, he don't know. He didn't know. He thought that it was the same way in Nigeria. You get somebody to do this for you. You get mechanic. You are your own government, mini government in Nigeria. Now they produce electricity, hire house, get high if you have the money, right? But he was willing. He opened his mind. That's what we are as human beings. Anybody when they talk say no, this is how I want to do it. That person is evil. That person is wicked. He intentionally no one change. The man was more than 40. His wife talking just now. He don't already form. So all that excuse say, oh, the person has already, they have already formed. They can't change. It's a lie from the pit of hell. You have, as a human being, we need to constantly be changing. If you are not changing, even God when create us say be renewed by the transformation of your mind.
Of your mind. Yeah.
If that were not the case, he would not say that. As that Sister Grace said, the Bible is complete. Oh, I believe in the Bible. It is so complete and it is a personal journey. It's not about a church. It's not about a pastor. It's about you connecting to your source, your creator. Find out how you can talk to him, because God is interested in your development. He is very much interested in your growth spiritually and personally, even in the little details. So let's not get it twisted. This learn, you must learn. If you don't learn it small with peace of mind, you will learn it rough. And if you don't learn it rough, it will keep coming back. It will be repeating
you are
itself.
learning it rough when you don't marry. One, you marry two, you marry three, and it keeps breaking. And you don't look inwards. You don't look inwards and say, what am I doing wrong? But you keep blaming the other person. No, I'm meeting the wrong people. That's why.
Exactly. Exactly. So you have to be able to, just like you said, Sister B, you have to be able to reflect. Sit down, think, why am I getting this wrong? Why am I repeating the same mistakes? What am I doing wrong? What is it? Let me unlearn these things. Okay, maybe this is not working anymore. Let me try this. That is how, if you're working a job and they tell you that they are changing the system tomorrow from one, maybe they were doing Skype, now it's Teams they want to be using. Who born you to say you're not going to learn the Teams? Who born you? Because that means you want to lose your job. Now be that. So if all those little things we they fit adapt, why be say things will matter most for our lives? We know they feel say, okay, let me remove this thing when I they do, they work for me. They make people run from me. They make people they fear me. Make I stop them. Why we know they feel easily talk that one? This one a lesson for us. Now another lesson we don't learn today, and we don't understand. Say, people when they do the right thing, when they know what to do. You don't have to be good all the time, but be willing to change. Be willing to move forward so that there is progress. Not just in your life, in the life of your city. Because the family now they become community, now they become city, now they become country. If your home front is solid, guaranteed your city will be solid, your community will be solid, your country will be so as Nigerian parents, work plenty for the man and not be the woman, because the women naturally they don't raise us to be the way we are, but the man has to borrow themselves sense. I have brothers, I have uncles, I see even from people that are not directly related to me. So please, let's try to do better. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you,
to
sweetheart.
Grace. Thank you to all the people that shared. I have really learned. I'm encouraged. And Sister B, rest well. Rest.
Thank you.
Drink
Thank you,
champagne on me today.
Thank you.
Love
Thanks,
you.
sweetheart. Love you too. Somebody say I have very smart and intelligent sisters. Of course, oh, there's no out there in this platform. All of us, sharp women that know, they know, not willing to tolerate because they've been raised by their fathers to know what a good man is. So they know their father was the model. So the person that said that boys, their first hero is their dad, and for girls, their first love is their dad. They know what they are talking about. These women were raised by good men, so they know what it means to be in a relationship that will serve them, not the one that just to bear the title of Mrs. or you continue to experience or tolerate what you shouldn't. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. It's been a very great session. Especially, I want to thank Grace. I pray that the grace of God will continue to abide with you. The God has seen you through all these years. No child support, nothing, no fighting, no shading. You just left him be. Jeje. And all of you who are brothers out there or sisters that you are so rigid. You think because you are a Christian, you are a good person. No. Your faith does not determine the person that you are already a human being. You're already a person with your personality, your character, your attributes as a person before you became a Christian. So being a Christian does not mean that you're a good person. Okay? We have Christians who are good people, but we also have Christians who disguise with religiosity, prayer, fasting, reading the Bible, and the people in their lives are suffering and crying out. Your first obligation as a married person is to your wife or your husband. If you give that role as a woman to your pastor, you don't fail. Okay? If you give that role as a man to your so-called service that you're doing in the church, that you spend 80% of your time in church, you choose not to work full-time because you want to be doing evangelism, you have failed. Okay? Your first primary obligation that God has given you, look after your family, provide. You are a provider. If you cannot provide, your religion, your faith is zero. Okay? Remember what God says. He said, dwell together with them in understanding. As the weaker sex, he was telling brothers, men, dwell together with women in understanding. As the weaker sex, so that your prayers will be heard. So that brother that was doing prayer for 1.5 hours, they're wasting time. No wonder you see some so-called, I have calling, I'm a pastor, this, that, giving themselves big titles, and they say, they are spirit-filled. Very poor quality husband. They're plenty. My sister in Canada was telling me one yesterday that apparently one of her sisters fell into in Nigeria too. This boy will go and stay in church from morning till night. He will leave his work. He will do minimal work so that he will have time for church. He will just, once he finish from there, straight to the church. He will spend the whole day, he say he's doing protocol, whole night in church, following pastor up and down. And you call yourself a man? No, you are not serving God. You are serving man. You are serving your pastor. You are serving whoever it is you are following up and down. You have to, first of all, look inwards. Look at the people in your life. You are a man. Don't go and do part-time work or you be doing 0-hour work so that you can have time to be reading Bible. God will not hear those kind of silly prayers. You are not a believer. You are just hiding with Christianity. Christianity is not about that. It's about your relationship. You don't take care of your wife. You don't take care of your children. Or you are a woman. You go and spend all your time prayer meeting today. I shared the story here once upon a time about a woman who spends all her time going to church program. On Monday, Bible class. Tuesday, prayer meeting. Thursday, washing the church. Thursday, church choir meeting. Friday, sanctuary, whatever. Neglecting her husband. She will leave her husband to go and be spending every single day in the church because she's a worker. God has called her. How do you think that man is going to feel? He's going to feel left out. He's going to feel like he's not loved, he's not valued. If you don't put your family first, you have failed as a Christian. You have failed. All of you lazy bones out there, you think you are doing the work of God. When can I go find work? God did not say you shouldn't work. Fulfill your obligation to your family first. Go and find work. Don't leave the responsibility of paying all the bills to your wife because you are called. Who called you? Tell the person that called you that, okay, you are the one that gave me this family. I have to take care of my family. Let me go and work. Church is not your primary objective. Look, I always say to somebody that if you know that it's not compulsory you must marry, please. This is for both men and women. No, it is not compulsory. Don't marry if you know that you are going to make the person's life miserable. Be like Paul the apostle, who never married because he was married to the church. If you are married to the church, don't go and marry another person and make that person a second fiddle. You are not emotionally available. Whatever you are doing, you are reading Bible from morning till night. You are praying. See, if your wife does not pray for you, her mind is not happy towards you. You go hard. I'm telling you. You guys don't know the power of a woman that prays for you. When a woman, you've treated her well, she's praying for you. You go just go from breakthrough to breakthrough. You go just doors go just open for you. People go they say, now soap, not be soap. Now your wife, they pray for you. Some women, they find it difficult to pray for their husband because the husband is not emotionally available. All his time is spending it in church. If you know you are married to Christ, please don't marry somebody. It is not fair to marry somebody and you starve them of your attention. You starve them of sex. You starve them of everything because you say you are called. Who called you? Why did you marry when you know that you are called? It is not right. It is not right. A lot of all these so-called people that say they have a calling in their life, go and check their partner in church. They'll pretend. At home, they are crying every day. They cannot speak out. Why are you going to tell that this spirit-filled person that is in the church, speaking in tongues and doing all the prayer, is the one that will pray for everybody in church? She's the one that will see all the prophecy in the church. Go at home and see. No relationship, no connection, even with the children. Now, he's coming. The children are running. I say it all the time that when you open the door and you're coming into the house, you are the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Your children are fleeing away. You are not a good parent. Your children should run towards you, not run away from you. Whether you're a man or you're a woman. And your children are running away from you when you enter the door, go and check yourself. Check yourself and change. Be a good model. Children follow what they see. Make sure that you are not raising damaged children that will tomorrow settle for the first man that smile at them. Girls that will say, any man that say, I love you, they will fall. Next thing, they will fall pregnant. And then the cycle of abuse will start. Raise children, show them example, hug your children, love them, be affectionate, talk to them, listen to them, go to PTA, go to parents' evening, go to do homework. All the things it takes to be a responsible, involved parent, do it. Otherwise, your religion is in vain. Your Christianity is rubbish. I'm sorry, but I have to say it because there are too many of them. I know a man in this country that in a year, 8 months is in Nigeria. In fact, that one has gone now for the past since pandemic. Now we never seen break lights. Don't they, Nigeria? You know, they come back. And he has responsibility there. How the hell is the woman supposed to cope by herself? Because you have a calling. Who called you? The person that calls you must make provision. God doesn't like lazy people. No. God doesn't call lazy people. You have to provide. If you know that you are married to the church, you are Paul the apostle, do not bring another person into that relationship to starve them and suffer them. I dropped my mic here. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching tonight. And to Sister Grace, yes, you've done very well. I pray that your healing is permanent. I know that you come out through this. You are stronger. And she's available. Yeah, if there's any good man there, because she's not going to settle for anybody. You know, you got the quality to make a woman happy, to love and, you know, to care. Please reach out to me. I will introduce you. She's a gorgeous woman. Yes, she's very available and she wants to marry because she never really married. That man was never ever there. He was married to the church. I hope we've been able to communicate this night. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. I dropped the mic again. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this topic. And I'm definitely going to bring Mr. Olu and his wife back to come and tell us why it is so important that we make changes as individuals to be able to raise, you know, children that are not going to end up be damaged tomorrow. Thank you very much. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. You know how we do. Please subscribe. If you have not subscribed, when people come to me and say, I've been watching you, but I don't subscribe, my mind know they're happy. Our people are so funny. People will say, I've been watching you, but I did not subscribe. And you are telling me this? Now, wow, some people get us a bill. I've been watching you, but I did not subscribe. Oh, please subscribe. Oh, give this video a thumbs up. I love you guys. And I'm back tomorrow. Yeah. If you want to learn the science of identifying whether you are in a relationship with a narcissist, I have a woman who's done extensive research. And she's coming to give us 10 things, points, examples that you will know I'm in a relationship with narcissists. Tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. on this channel. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good evening. And I shall see you tomorrow. I love you guys very much. Somebody's washing hands. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the love and the support. All those who gave me super chats. God will replenish you. Thank you very much. People are still asking for Ella's account details. A lot of people are still saying they didn't get it in that video. So I am going to just pin it here before I go. Yeah, that's Stella's account details. If you still want, please don't send money to my PayPal again. PayPal has just sent me a notice today because of Ella's donation that there's too much movement on my PayPal. They say the money that's entering my PayPal is too much. I should come and bring evidence and say, hey, you know this country, how they are now? Everything, when they see too much movement, unusual, they say I've extended my limit for the month. I don't know whether you extend limit again no, for money that comes into PayPal. So please pay directly into our account or use Cash App. I've got Cash App. You can use that. Enjoy the rest of the evening and I will see you tomorrow night. Thanks a lot, everyone. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. I love you. Bye-bye.